Yes! Monday, Curse of Strahd, we're here! Woo!
Yes! You didn't hear anything.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us on your Monday evening. We are here for Chapter 11 of Curse of Strahd. This is going to be our last episode of Curse of Strahd for a month-ish. We got a lot of stuff going on. Steven's going to be gone. Megan and I are going to be gone. Taylor's going to be doing a social. We're up in the air a little bit.
Hannah doesn't have a life.
So eventually we'll jump into Chapter 12, but we're going to try and get through as much of Chapter 11 as we can because we're done in the town of Vallaki, folks. Before we get started, check out all of our... Well, we're making plans to move on.
Yeah, happy anniversary, Bex.
Oh, yes, it is Megan's and mine's 7th wedding anniversary.
Wow.
Before we begin, check out our sponsors below, specifically 1985 Games, who are providing the map assets that we're going to be using throughout the entirety of Curse of Strahd. Also, check out, I'm going to be using Beadle and Grimm's stuff, because I bought the Curse of Strahd box. We are using minis that I have. We have dice boxes from Talon and Claw, which is one of the sponsors. You can get a discount on their Etsy store. All kinds of fun stuff down there. Check it out. Wednesday, the three of us, myself, Megan, and Steven, are going to be here playing Sagrada before Steven takes his world tour. And then for the rest of the month, it's going to be me and Megan fucking around. No stream on Friday. Megan and Steven are going to be gone on a murder mystery. And I am not going to do this by myself. So Wednesday, join us for Sagrada, and then check out our Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff for the schedule later. If you aren't caught up on Curse of Strahd, the first 10 chapters are up on our YouTube, but I'm going to give you a quick rundown right now. Started our journey into Barovia as we got escorted into the valley by the Vishtani. We made our way to the village of Barovia, where we found out that it's grim here, folks. And there is also a dreadlord that isn't very nice.
Nope.
There are also wolves, werewolves, vampires, all kinds of creepy shit, hags. And we dealt with some of that on our journey to Vallaki, where we are right now, where there is a terrible baron who is forcing everyone to smile, which nobody wants that. And we have done some shit. There were vampire spawn living in the coffin maker's place of business. There was a coffin maker who was in cahoots with Strahd. There's a creepy old lady who lives in a musty old house by herself, who wants our people to do a job for her, but they don't actually know what it is, but we're kind of wary of her situation, so who knows. There was a kindly Father Lucian who runs the church, and his young ward Yeska, and their, let's say, ne'er-do-well church attendant Milovich, that we assisted with some holy bones. There's just, we've done all kinds of stuff. But now we are finally at a place where, at the end of last episode, 1, we leveled up to level 6, and 2, we laid out a full array of quests and pins that we have to look into in the Valley of Barovia, and I believe that we settled on a couple of things that we were planning on focusing on. But who knows? The players will decide, and I did specifically plan for the thing that we talked about we were going to do last time, so let's probably not do a quick swerve. Let's probably not have a conversation and I'll fill me in on it if there's something specific that we were going to plan on doing when we already talked about doing one thing. Anyway, press the button and show everybody else as we're going to jump into tonight's episode.
You have to be ready for anything, DM.
I'm ready, but there is I know all the threads where they're going. But when it looks like we're focusing in on one or two threads, I start diving deep into those two threads and preparing things and have my box with those things on top.
We should just go directly to Strahd's
Yeah, we should
manor,
totally,
right?
totally
I
go to
am
Strahd.
technically ready for that. That is one of the threads that I was focused on. So,
I say we go back to Barovia and try to find that little girl.
good luck. Here is our crew.
It's so weird. Every road you take brings you back to Vallaki. Really?
Here is our crew. We are ready to begin. Don't forget that your biddies and your donations can give dice to our players and our dungeon master. I think most of us used ours last game, except for maybe Taylor / Willow. Most of us used the inspiration we
I
got
got
last
one.
time.
I got one
sure
at the
did.
end, and I still have.
Okay. But yeah, use your donations, use your biddies. We're very appreciative. We want you all to be able to affect the game. We want you all to be involved. So jump in there.
Yeah, y'all saved Father Lucian.
Yeah,
y'all
last time one of the D20s that got sent this guy's way saved one of the beloved NPCs. So it's not unnoticed. He definitely was gonna die.
Yeah.
For sure.
So we love you all. We're gonna jump into tonight's episode of Curse of Strahd. Oh, don't forget Pocket Bard. All of our lovely music and background ambience is provided by Pocket Bard. You can get Pocket Bard for free on your devices by going to your app store of choice and looking for Pocket Bard. And now we're jumping in while I get the rest of my dice ready.
That is a bop. I was listening to that with Kaysen the other day while I was walking
Did
in.
we leave off where we were taking, like, where we had just, like, slept for the night?
Yeah.
We had just slept for the night. Eris had a vision
Yes.
and shot up, and then we ended the episode.
I haven't stopped thinking about that vision since last Monday.
Can we all get a reminder of what that vision was?
Right before we ended last session, everybody went to sleep. We took a full rest.
Yeah, do it again. I need to feel that again. I won't scream again this time, I promise.
Eris's fun gem that she found in the hag's windmill sent her on a dream quest that rushed her from the town of Vallaki to Castle Ravenloft, through the front doors, up the stairs, leading to a fireplace with a painting, and
Blank painting.
it was a painting.
You said it was a blank painting. I watched this.
I said it was a nondescript painting,
You
I
said
believe.
blank.
It should have been nondescript.
Okay.
And there was a gentleman there, a very attractive, tall, broad-shouldered gentleman, sipping on a glass of wine, who comes face to face with spectral Eris, bids her welcome, and hopes to see her soon before there was a swift kick in the gut that sent her flying back to her body and shooting awake in a cold sweat. But everyone got a full night's rest.
Flushed.
Slip.
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 So I know I wanted to try and check on Irene and Ismark before we left, just
Yeah.
to let them know.
We should also possibly talk to that lady and tell her that we're leaving. We'll be back because she was going to find us for whatever mission that she had for us.
Right.
We're also
Unless you
getting
wanna
kicked
do-
out of the end. So.
We are.
We are.
But now we have the keys to the
We do
coffee
have
maker.
keys to a house. So.
We do have the keys to a house.
True, we do.
Does it have as many beds as we need? Probably not.
Probably
I
not,
mean, it has
but
some coffins right
we got sleeping bags.
I am not sleeping in a coffin.
I don't sleep, so
I
I don't
will.
care.
I sleep for 4 hours and I can just meditate, so y'all are good.
Gary is not sleeping in a coffin. That is where dead things work.
Gary doesn't deserve a coffin. Not right now, anyway.
That's true. My hair is in fact in witness protection.
She's hiding.
Yeah, it's gotten worse. It's because I've, it's also very fluffy today, which makes it pretty fluff.
So I think, I think I'm going to pop over to the room that I know Ismark and
Yes?
Irina were staying.
I'm listening. I'm just
You're
finishing
good.
up
I
my
know
prep.
You're checking up your stuff.
Eris is composing herself so Anna can finish this cookie.
Yeah.
But I will pop up at a meditation and Irene and Ismark's door that I remember them staying in?
Sure. You do knock on the door. There is not a response. Nobody answers the door.
Knock a little louder.
As you knock a little louder, the door does pop open. The door is unlocked. There are no things in the room.
So, like, I open the door all the way, nobody's in there?
No. Yeah, there's nobody in there. There are no things. It looks like it's tidied up and cleaned, like a fresh little room.
Okay, so they left.
They did. There's no one staying in this room.
Maybe they're with Isaac.
Swing by before we leave.
Yeah. I mean, it's on our way out where we're heading anyway, because the lake's north, right?
Yeah. Yes.
About past the orphanage anyway.
Okay, well, worst comes to worst, I still have sending.
Yes.
I can check to see where they are. Let them know we're on our way out. Okay. Breakfast, gather our things.
Pack everything up.
Yep.
We're not coming back.
Nope. Not
I
here
really like
anyway.
my bed.
Well, I got a feeling Barovia is going to be lacking in luxury for a little while. Let's head on out.
Head on out.
Head
Your
on
bag
out.
can just take it for you.
Okay.
Make it small, put it in my pocket, walk out with it.
What is it?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
Alright.
Huh?
We could ask
Where are we going?
We can ask Danica
Danica if they checked out
when they started out.
when they left. Because the last time we talked to her, she said they were still upstairs.
Yeah.
Which was not last night.
No, that was a day or two ago.
Sure.
We've only been here for 3 days, so.
A day or two ago. So probably a day.
A day or
3
two
days?
ago.
My
Yeah,
God.
we've had a lot of things happen in 3 days. We sort of came into Vallaki and fucked shit up, and now we're leaving.
Well, we're not like leaving. We're just like
No, we're
we're,
just-
going on a little side quest.
Or maybe main quest. We'll see.
We'll find out.
I would like to speak to Danica.
Yes, you all walk downstairs, and it is, as it has been, a couple of people in there eating breakfast. Danica is sort of sitting behind the bar having a chat. Actually, there are two people sitting at a table, just sort of out on the big tables. There's nobody at the bar. And as you go downstairs looking for Danica, she's sort of having a heated conversation with her husband. And as you get to the bar and are waiting, they both sort of look at you over their shoulders, and they sort of finish their conversation. And then she comes up to you. She says, "Well, what can I do for you this morning?"
Sorry to interrupt your
"Oh no, you're
conversation,
fine."
But just a little concerned about our dear friends Irene and Ismark, the Burgermeister and his sister who were staying here. We were wondering when they left.
Oh well, yeah. They their last night was 2 nights ago, I suppose. Before the festival.
Right.
It didn't. It seems to me, I'm not trying to butt into anybody's business, but it seems to me that they weren't going far. I think they were talking about a house up north. I don't know anything more specific than that, but.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you, Danica.
Oh, you're welcome. Can I get y'all breakfast or anything?
Maybe something for the road.
Morning wine.
Well, of course, obviously. We can definitely do that for you. So we're not going to be seeing y'all? No, we're not.
We wanted to get out of your hair.
Oh, well, it's not a trouble. We don't get that many passers through, so that little bit of extra is a change of pace.
Of course. We'll be heading out of town probably for a little while. I think if anything, we'll maybe be back in a few days. Just passing through.
Well, okay, I'll tell you this. It has been something else seeing you all come through here.
If anybody comes looking for us, can you let them know that we're just like, hop, skip, and a jump away. We'll be back in a few days.
Well, I suppose. Who is it that we might be looking for?
What is her name?
Lady
Scary
Fiona.
Lady Fiona.
Well, if it by some miracle Lady Fiona comes through here, I will definitely let her know that you all will be back.
Or if,
She may send a message.
yeah. It's
Oh,
possible she may
with
miss us.
Ernst, of course.
All right. Well, let's get some road bacon and
Well, absolutely, I'll get that right out for you. Would you like it? Would you like it in some to-go sacks, or are you gonna eat here?
what do you all want to do? Want to eat a little bit of something here and take some things for the road?
How far north would you say the lake is?
Oh, would you just go right outside?
was about to say, it's
Right
right-
outside the
right
north
outside
gate.
the gate.
You'll be. I mean,
We
you're
just
right
don't know
there.
how long we'll be gone.
Oh, I'm just thinking about like,
Well, I don't know how long it's going to take to get across the lake.
or around the lake.
Or
Around the lake.
Oh, okay, sure.
I think we should just get it in and out.
Okay. Is that all right with you guys? Can you take
I would-
some
this
wine
is-
for the road?
I had
Gary?
to do the math to get the size of the lake
Oh.
because I knew that you all would end up asking.
Take some wine for the road, Gary.
Yes.
All right.
Well, of course.
We'll just
And-
take some to-go sacks. Sacks, Danica.
Can I have just a little bit of extra bacon? I would like to put it in my pocket.
Well, yeah, of course.
Excellent.
Pocket bacon.
And I tell you what, I'm just gonna use the extra gold that Rictavio left me to settle your all's tab, so you don't worry about it this time. And it doesn't take super long, 15 minutes or so before she puts together 5 sacks, like bundles, one for each of you, and then like a little bit of extra, and then 2 bottles of the wine, which is called.
I was about to say, isn't it
There's a name for the wine.
Father Lucian's favorite wine?
No.
You might get
Dang
a
it.
little upset if it is.
Where are my stickers?
Stickers.
It is Purple Grape Mash number 3.
Hey. Purple grape mash. All right.
Father Lucian likes the Red Dragon Crush.
Yes. That's what I was
But then
asking.
I have a bottle of the really expensive stuff that I got at the.
Yes, you have Champagne du Lestomp.
Champagne.
Lula stop.
Nice. All right then.
Hi, Jenny.
Okay. Got some road bacon and road wine. Let's go ahead and head north.
I'm gonna reach into one of the satchels and grab some bacon and be like,
There's some
Like the sand
there's some
people?
there's some biscuits and some bacon in there. Yesterday was incredibly wet.
Yup.
So this morning, the sun is not out.
Hannah!
The sun is not out, but as much as it can be for the Barovia that you all have seen so far. It is overcast, but it is not. There's no active weather or anything. Very muddy, the streets. They are cobblestone streets, but the dirt finds its way. It doesn't take you all very long to start making your way up north.
Downtown.
15, 20 minutes, you all could get to the north gate.
are there any large puddles?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to jump in one.
I would like to
Absolutely.
splash.
Like Anna in Disney?
Go ahead and roll a dice.
What am I doing?
Athletics.
Excellent.
Guidance.
I don't need it. It's a 17.
Big ol' sploosh.
Yeah.
It splooshes into some grass. Some of it hits thatch. It gets absorbed up immediately. There you go. You splooshed.
Bringing this one.
Just
Like his whole arm just twists. Just
Like in Magic Kingdom one day.
Yep.
Stop by the orphanage, check
Yep.
on the kids and Isaac before we head out. Okay.
It does sound like that maybe that's where
they ended
they
up.
went, so. Although they probably should have told us where they were going.
Well, I mean, we were part of their business for a minute. It might have been, I don't know, maybe
They
didn't
have
think-
family things to worry about now, not
Yeah.
No, family
strangers.
things to worry about. We saved their asses like 3 times.
You're not wrong, Gary. You're not wrong.
As you all make your way to the orphanage, do you all go to the actual lane that leads to the orphanage, or do you cut through the buildings like you have been the last couple of times you've been there?
Don't like that this is a question.
We'll stay to the lane.
Yeah, I feel like
So
we
you all,
should be-
so you all
Let's take the
go
lane this time.
further up north, past Lady Walker's house,
Yes.
and you can see the gate. It is closed. There's a couple of guards that are sort of standing there, but then there is the lane that cuts back around, and doesn't take very long for you all to get back to the orphanage.
As we're passing Lady Wagner's house,
Mhm.
can I'm going to cast Locate Object again.
Sure.
The coin.
Does
it move?
Well, you don't know that it's a coin. Yes, you do. It's locate object.
Yeah,
you do
Yes,
know
it
it's
is.
a
I
coin.
do know it's the coin.
You're getting the ping. You're getting the vibrations from the same spot that you saw it last night.
Okay, I'll just keep that to myself.
What
Once we walk
time?
by.
Okay, never mind.
But you all make it to the house. It looks like Isaac has removed all of the shutters from all of the windows. The front door is open. There are children splashing in puddles, playing some games outside. And there you go.
Okay. Just walk up, I guess, to one of the kids who's splashing and, wave hello and ask if Isaac is around.
Any of the kids will tell you that they're inside.
Okay, cool.
And as you all make your way inside, it looks like Irina, Ismark, and Isaac are in the kitchen, in the dining room, sort of cleaning up from a breakfast as they're sort of, there's like a line of kids that are handing dishes off and then running outside. And it's very pleasant. It seems like, for the very limited amount of time that there is a system in place and it's working.
Nice.
The last time you all were here, there was a big old mess.
Right.
Couches were broken, tables, there were bedding everywhere, there was dishes everywhere. All that's cleaned up.
Nice.
It looks like an actual livable space that has been organized for the most part.
Nice.
Hello!
Hi.
Isaac is the first one to turn around. He says,
Knock knock.
"Oh, hello!"
So
And
much.
Ismark and Irina turn around and they wave, and Ismark starts walking towards you all. He says, "Oh, hello. Welcome to whatever the hell this is."
Well, hopefully a start of a new home.
Well, yes, now that you mention it, it looks like Irina and I do sort of intend to stay here. Irina is very enamored by these children. It seems to be taken, and I spoke to some of the guards in the last few days, and it turns out that some sort of fire or something broke out in the village, and there is very little left. The church is still standing, and the old manor that sits up on the hill is still there, but almost everything else is completely burnt down. It's unfortunate. It seems like there were a lot of casualties. No one has come through since. So we no longer have a home, so I guess this will work for now.
I'm so sorry.
Well, it is what it is. I already had it in my mind that we were leaving our home anyway. It's unfortunate that, if it's the case, that so many souls were lost. But I guess we had that conversation already. I don't know actually how many souls were lost.
Right. Well, we came to check on you to make sure you were all alright. And
Well, I mean, it is what it is, I suppose. Vallaki isn't the nicest place, but a home is a home, and you make of it what you will. And if Irina is happy, and if we can help these children, I suppose I can deal with her brother.
Do you think that Strahd had anything to do with the fire?
I think that Strahd von Zarovich has everything to do with everything that happens in this valley.
yeah, I think we got that feeling too.
Has Irina had any more nightmares?
Not that I'm aware of. Since we left home, I think it's been pretty quiet on her front. I do think that there was something about being so close to the castle in the shadow of that place that was affecting her. So,
Right.
thank you all again for your assistance in this.
Of course. Rest, recoup, make a home if you can.
Well,
We're not out of the woods yet.
no, there's always going to be something to do in Barovia, and, well, between you and me, and he sort of shuffles you all off into the hallway where there's no kids. He says, I've actually been approached for some work here in town. Apparently, the lady that owns the big house over there is looking for someone to assist her, and I'm going to sit down and have dinner with her later and see what it is she wants of me. So,
She asked us the
She
same
asked us
thing.
the same.
Oh, really? That's very interesting. Did she say what was that she wanted?
Not,
Nope.
She was very cryptic.
Ah.
She's very,
Well.
she's very cold too.
She kind of was,
Scary.
I guess, looking us over, seeing what kind of people we are before she decides.
Well, I mean, it's good to be observant, I suppose. I'm not unobservant myself, and for a lady that supposedly lives alone, her husband or is missing or dead or isn't seen, there's quite a few people that go in and out of the back door to that place. I don't think she noticed. I don't think she cared that the kids saw, but I don't know if she knows that we are here yet, and it's very interesting to say the least. But I will keep my wits about me, and I'll see what it is she's up to. That little fella that's with her is peculiar. Very cagey also. I tried to get the name out of him and he wouldn't give it to me, and he seemed to know quite a bit about me, but I don't know.
Alright. Well,
Is Mark still around?
This is Ismor.
Is it?
is it?
Isaac, sorry.
Yeah, Isaac's in the kitchen with Arena.
I'm gonna, while they're finished with this conversation, I'm gonna go find Isaac.
Okay.
Isaac, I had a question for you. Growing up here, were there ever stories about the lands around here, like, say, like up around the lake? Like of like towers and wizards and things of that nature?
Well, yeah, they're on the far side of the lake. There's a tower. Nobody really goes there. The path is sort of washed out, so it's hard to get over there. But I mean, yeah, it's pretty run down, I suppose.
Have you ever been there?
No, it gives me the willies.
He's so precious.
Can you see it from this side, or do you have to actually go all the way around to see it?
The lake is pretty big, and there's a lot of trees in the way, but if you should be able to see it if you get, a line of sight on it. It's pretty tall.
Okay. Thank you.
Are you going there?
Well, we're gonna go to the lake for the day and see what we could find.
Okay, well, be careful.
We try to be. Want to go back and join my friends?
I love him so much. He's so precious.
Are you guys ready to head out?
I'd like to talk to Irina first.
When he's having fun.
I'd like to approach Irina.
Sure.
How are you?
I'm okay. I think that being here and helping these children is helping me.
Good.
And I wanted... We left the inn so quickly, and we didn't have an opportunity to say thank you again or goodbye, and there's so much going on, and I worry about Ismark. It seems that he's trying to do something here. I know that he gets restless, but... Well... For now, this is enough for me, and I'm going to watch over him, but I wanted to thank you all again for the work that you did to help us and get us out and escort us here, and it means more to me than I could ever say. And whatever this situation is with Izek is interesting to say the least, but I thank you for that as well.
Sure. I didn't want anyone to get hurt.
I fear that it could have gone much worse than it did, and I think that that is a mercy.
Yeah. I think so too. Do you remember, or do you still have the holy symbol that I gave you before we left Barovia?
Yes, I keep it here in my breast.
Good. That's just in case. There's still so many dangers left, and we encountered a few of Strahd's ilk here.
Well.
So, but I think you're a lot safer than
Well.
we're in the village.
Yes, the walls here of Vallaki, however crude, are remarkably useful. And they get the job done, I suppose. At least more than we had previously.
Any more bad dreams?
Not since we've gotten here. Not since we left the village, actually. Which is a blessing, I suppose.
Good. I guess I just want to say, if anything were to happen, because you have that holy symbol, we'll find you if anything happens.
She grasps your hand and she says, I appreciate this. And I appreciate you. And your friends.
Of course.
She squeezes and lets go.
Lily kind of blushes and scratches the back of her head and like where her
Mat
like
is.
little matted
Mhm.
pieces. She kind of fiddles with it, but she goes, "Good, good, great, awesome, awesome." We're gonna be heading to the lake for a little while, so we'll hopefully be back in a few days to come back and check on you guys and see how things are progressing here. So.
Well, be careful. I'll hold down the fort, I suppose. Make sure Ismark and Izek don't get into anything that they shouldn't be doing.
Sure. Two things then.
Be wary of Lady Fiona. At least keep your wits about you for her. And if you need a safe haven, go to the church.
Okay,
That's
sounds good.
Anyway, best of luck. And yeah.
I would like to talk to Irina as well. Once that gets done, I don't
Willa's just gonna walk outside the house and like and
Yeah, I
just
didn't
look at the kids and be like, okay, who wants to play a water game? Marco Polo, let's go.
I didn't want to interrupt that. I just waited. I just want to talk to her about her dreams after she.
Okay.
So you, what were your dreams about Strahd like? Can you have them?
Well, occurs to me now that I believe that most of the dreams were covering up those nights when he visited me at the house. Nothing in particular. The one that stuck out to me the most, and it was not on one of those occasions, I had a dream. Mostly, it seemed to me that I wasn't myself. It seemed like a memory, but not one of mine. It's difficult to explain.
Did you ever dream about being in the castle, in his castle? Or was it mostly just...
It was not particularly. Few have been inside the castle. Our grandfather, I think, had been in there once, but none of the memories or dreams that I had were ever in the castle. No.
So when you say memories...
Well, I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. It was outside of myself, with Strahd, but not... it's difficult to explain and hard to conjure up, if you know what I mean.
Okay, well, I haven't told my friends yet. I don't know what's happening. She's turning into the Invisible Man. I'm sorry.
Bring her back.
I'm sorry. I haven't told them yet, but I had a dream about him, or a nightmare, I guess. So I just wanted to see if ours linked up in any way.
I don't think that that's a good thing, and I don't think it's something that you should keep a secret from your friends.
Probably not, but I was just trying to understand it.
Did he speak to you?
Yes, just a little bit.
Did you speak back to him?
No.
Okay. Probably don't. That's when my troubles started.
Yeah. He's not on my radar, but I just needed to understand it, and I just didn't know if ours linked up in any way.
For the record, everyone in Barovia is on his radar, so perhaps he should be on yours.
Yeah. Well, my radar to defeat so we can get out of this and save everybody. But yeah, I just wanted to see how that was going. Yes, thank you. You as well.
Gary, Thatch, thank you again for your help. Be careful outside of the walls. I hope to see you all again, but if not, know that I believe that my life was saved when you all came through, so...
You're welcome.
If you need to reach us, maybe Father Lucian can reach us while we're gone. I'm not sure he has that ability.
Father Lucian is at the church. Willow spoke of it, but there were no details before she ran off.
Just tell him that you know us and he'll take care of you.
Okay.
He may have a way to reach out to us magically if there is something that is pressing while we're gone.
Very well. I think that we'll be safe here. I think that this is good for us.
I hope so. And I'm sure that we'll see you again. We'll be back in a little while. Like, we're not going to be gone forever. We'll be back to Vallaki.
Very good.
Beach trip montage.
Field trip.
Anyone else want to do anything here at the
I want
orphanage?
to talk now.
I'd like to talk.
I'd like to talk to you. Blah, blah, blah.
I'd like to raid Milovich's room under the stairs.
Yeah! Harry Potter style.
I'm going to walk outside, I'm going to see where the kids are playing in the puddles, and I want to jump in one.
Sure.
You'll find Willow out there playing with them too.
You jump in the
Splashing.
puddle and you get a couple of little girls wet, and they don't like that, so they go running off. But then some of the younger boys come and they jump in, and you all get each other muddy and wet.
Alright. Eris, Thatch, let's go!
I'm coming. Run out of there.
Alright. Don't let them touch me.
Don't touch me.
Don't let children.
Get out of my way.
Part like the Red Sea, Eris is coming! Eris is absolutely the campaign manager from Parks and Rec. She comes in with the
Catherine
poncho.
Hahn?
Yeah. Poncho!
I'm sure the laughter's not loud.
Headphone users, turn your volume down.
as you all
Help that I'm
when you all approach the gate, as you all start walking towards the north gate, the three guards that were sitting in some chairs next to the gate, and they sort of, one of them stands up as you all come close, and he says, "Can I help you?"
We're heading out.
"Oh, sure, to the lake."
Mm-hmm.
"Well, all right then, we'll open the gate."
We'll be back though, so like...
"When do you think?" "Know to look for you."
I know between like 24 hours and like 36 hours.
"Oh, well, okay, so a while."
Yeah, probably.
"Okay. I'll let him know."
Thank you.
And he opens the gate, and you all, for the first time in 3.5 days, are outside of the walls of Vallaki.
I stopped smiling.
Were you ever?
It looks the same, you just can't tell.
It was
This is my smile.
it was easy
This is
to
my
forget
This is my anger.
the difference between inside the walls and outside. As soon as you all step foot, a chill runs up your spine, and you all notice the trees of the woods are sort of suffocating the gate. They pull in very close, and the mist is sort of lingering again. The mist does not get past the gate. So Vallaki was a respite and sort of hallowed area in terms of the mist, but it's ever present everywhere else. But once you get past, that chill sort of goes away, you can look out and see a very large lake that sits probably 300 yards from the gate, the north gate of Vallaki. It is a very, very large lake, and you, looking at it from here, cannot see the whole thing. The lake itself is 7 miles long and 3.5 miles wide. So you can see the other side, but it is it's a choppy, if you can imagine. What is that lake called?
There's a lot of
Up in Fayetteville?
Summersville.
Lake. It's a lot like it's a lot like Summersville Lake without the elevation changes.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's a very large lake that has a lot of the shoreline is very jagged, and because the woods sort of push in on all sides, you're gonna lose visual as you're walking along. But it is a black lake that is choppy. As you all get closer, there are 3 rowboats on a small dock that sort of go straight out from the path that leads to the gate. And there you go.
Well, looks
If-
like
when
we
we
have a decent option to go across if we want.
If we get to the dock,
Mm-hmm.
and we're finally like kind of where we don't have like the trees kind of encroaching on us, if I look out, do I see the tower that Isaac was talking
Make a perception check for me.
Guidance.
Violent. What a violent guidance.
That's a natural 1.
Oh no.
But I rolled a 1 on my thing too, so hold on.
So 2.
I mean, no, it's not much more
So,
than that.
2.
Perception, you said? So a total of 8.
Total of 8. The mist, it seems, obscures a lot of the far coastline, and the mist also sits on top of the water. So you don't see a whole lot. With an 8 in your immediate surroundings, it does look like there is a mooring for an additional boat that appears to be missing or in use in some way. But there are three rowboats here, and it looks like there's room for a fourth.
Does anybody else get the heebie-jeebies about rowing across this thing?
Yes. We don't know what's in these waters.
No, what is it that
Here is a
more mortals say around here?
Here's
It's
a visual-
Like, it's one of the, 8 wonders of the world, the bottom of water.
Here's a visualization. The town of Vallaki is this little orange spot, and this is the lake. That whole thing.
Big ass lake.
Yeah.
There's a lot more in Barovia than I thought there was.
Yeah, Barovia is a big place.
We crossed a mountain.
Yep, you all
Crossed a mountain.
started here, went over to the village,
Yep.
and then came across the path of the mountain, across the bridge. There's Castle Ravenloft, and over to Vallaki.
Get over it!
So honestly, you all have made it about halfway across the valley
I mean...
in your 7 days here. In the week that you all have been traveling.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I guess option 1, we can
8 days.
spend a lot.
This is the
of
9th day.
9th day that we've been in Barovia.
I feel like
spend lots of time to get to the other side.
I
think if we went around it, because you said it was how many miles long? 7?
7 miles long and 3.5 miles wide.
On foot, if we went all the way around, it would be the left side. No, right. I don't know. We're kind of at the midway point there. So I think either side of the lake, it's probably going to take us a little bit more than a day to travel.
I feel like either option, it could be very disastrous.
I'm
because
just
of all
very
the things in
scared.
the woods and the things in the water that we don't
I mean,
know.
I'm not scared of anything that's in the water because I'm sure at home there's a lot more scarier things.
Probably. I mean, I could probably get us across pretty quickly. Now that I think about it.
Think so?
Yeah.
I mean, I could also help with that.
I was about to say, you got propeller tail over there? You gator?
Do you want to get into the water?
You got a gator?
Do you trust getting into the water?
I feel like if he becomes a predatory animal, then he could like scare like
what's in there.
a burlap predatory.
How many people can fit in the rowboat?
They're larger rowboats. You could probably fit 4 or 5 people in one if you squished it, yeah.
Okay, so we could all fit in one.
Sure.
Especially if one of us is swimming, if they want to. But you can only
Well-
swim for an hour. You can maintain your form for 3 hours. Huh?
Gary is small, and Thatch doesn't weigh very much, so the 4 of you could easily fit on one of these rowboats.
Okay. Well, we're losing daylight.
Yeah.
I might need a boost in order to row the boat, but I should be able to row the boat pretty quickly.
Okay.
It's not working. I'm trying to see. I might be able to help us with that. Let me give me just a second. Sorry, I'm trying to find my list of things.
You need to put it in the thing,
I can also see what my bones say.
You could do that. Couldn't you?
in the creek.
But I feel like if we just walk it would take a lot longer.
Yes, walking would take a lot more time, but at least we would be able to keep our feet steady. Then
Yeah, but I don't know.
I think it's a double-edged sword either way.
For
It
sure.
is a double-edged sword because we don't know what's in the forest. We don't know what's
In the
in the water.
We don't know.
I
where this
think we'll
fourth
get a
boat
better
is.
view of the tower if we go out into the middle of the lake.
Yeah.
That's true. We'll probably be able to see it a little bit better.
I think so too,
And
since
just
we
go
won't
back.
have to worry about
And
tree
also, we
lines.
probably won't run into any scary Strahd people in the middle of the lake.
Well, we don't
Maybe.
know where the fourth boat is.
You said it's 3 miles across?
3.5 miles, yeah.
Have we really been in Barovia for only a week and a couple days?
Feels like months.
Feels like months already. It's because it's been months for us.
When did we start this?
This is our 11th session.
I was about to
Yeah,
say.
but we took a gap. But there was a gap.
Yeah, there was a
Yeah,
gap
so how long have we been?
since September.
August?
August or September.
I think it was August.
'cause-
I mean,
What are we doing?
I could get us across the place in probably 30 minutes.
Oh, huzzah!
Between 15 and 30 minutes, depending on...
You pulling
What
us?
is your plan?
I've seen a few sea creatures in my day. I could turn into one and help tow the boat across.
Did Rectavio give you a special little...
Not for
I
this
don't
one.
think Rick Tavio had any fish.
No. This one I had from before.
Okay.
From the original list.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Alright.
Will you be able to survive? Would you be freshwater or saltwater?
I mean, he's made of thatch.
I feel like it's still important though.
I don't think so. Not with burlap.
I think you're thinking too much into this.
I don't think
I
I
have-
am. I think that I'm married to the DM.
That is very true.
Actually, the creature that I'm thinking about turning into can survive in briny, so either fresh or
Cool,
saltwater.
cool.
Okay. That's just a question we needed to ask before.
Sure.
He assumed. So.
Sure.
Fair.
What are we doing?
We'll need rope. Do we have rope?
You don't need rope.
Let's get in.
Okay, yeah,
What are
let's
you
get
turning into?
Get in the boat.
I'm
It's
not,
a surprise.
I'm
Gary,
not
get
getting in the boat until you tell me what you're
Me
turning
and you're in
into.
the boat. Gary, get in the boat.
Get in the boat.
Get in the boat.
Get in the boat. It's a surprise.
Get-
Let's go.
Gary, get in the boat.
Let's get in the boat.
We're losing daylight. Get in the boat. I've got the wine.
Come
Get
on,
in the
you
boat.
cute little pink thing. Come
I've got
here.
wine.
I go and I just like start running, and I go to jump off the edge of the boat, off the edge of the pier. As I do that, I turn into a giant octopus, grab you with one of the tentacles, and throw you into the boat.
Huzzah.
Make a strength check.
If you want to resist.
I don't want to resist. Gary wants to resist. Megan does not because it's funny.
Yeah. Then don't.
Then don't resist.
Make a strength check.
Just strength.
It can be athletics if you want.
I want to catch her.
That is a 9 plus 6 is 15.
15? I think you resist pretty hard. I don't know what an octopus's strength is, but
Octopus's strength. Can we just roll a
What is in an octopus's garden?
In the shade.
Dirty 20.
after
Yoink!
on its own, it probably wouldn't have put you in the boat. The momentum of him also jumping into the water, you hold on to a while, but as soon as the rest of his body sort of splooshes, you kind of just trip forward into the boat.
Yay!
So, I'm going to use one of my 8 tentacles to wrap on
Sure.
to the front of it, and then swim with the rest of them.
Okay.
Swim speed of a giant octopus is 60 feet, and I want to get across as quickly as possible.
Sure.
So,
So you would be dashing, but because you're carrying the boat, I think it's going to be halved.
okay. So it's
So-
just 60 feet per round.
Sure.
Okay.
Mathematically speaking, that means we get there in 31 minutes.
Okay. Everybody make a perception check.
Yeah, I was about to
Oh,
say, can we be
God.
on the lookout for
3.5 miles in 30 minutes?
If you're using it, because because D&D math is funny when it comes to travel time.
Yeah.
You can say it takes longer. I can stay in octopus for up to 3 hours. So if you want to say the choppy waves, make it a quarter speed, whatever you want to do.
I think
3.5 miles is 30 minutes is just a little less than a 10-minute mile, which is pretty slow for a mile.
Well,
the choppy water and pulling the boat, I'm going to say it takes about an hour.
that's fine.
9!
I stay in octopus form for 3 hours.
13.
Okay.
14.
Perception, you said?
Perception, yes.
While we're rowing.
Passive is
22.
22.
Nice!
Well, you are under the water. so-
16 plus 4.
Pouting and eating pocket bacon.
Sure.
While we're rowing, I would like to tell them about my dream. 13.
Okay. 13 and 14.
Yep.
I'd like to want them alone, please.
Eris tells you all about her little dream excursion.
Thank you.
And about a little less than 10 minutes into the ride, you all right? Eris and Willow notice sort of out further into the middle of the lake. There is another boat with a person sitting in it.
I'm good.
Parson Ho.
What? I see it
She
too.
has a name.
You're underwater.
And
I'm trying to tell my dream to you, my scary dream,
I'm
and you are
underwater.
an octopus.
Yes. You
Can
speak,
you not
you
hear?
speak bubbles every time a bubble pops up because she has a name.
about 10 minutes after you all notice, you two don't really, but 22 underwater, there is a disturbance, and you sort of glance over there and you see something sinking into the lake.
Okay. I also 60 foot of dark vision. Then, just so you know.
It's further than 60 feet out, but with a 22 perception, you notice that what has been, for the 15-20 minutes you've been swimming, there hasn't really been anything except for like muck and some plants underneath moving in the water. Something else is out there.
I'm going to poke my octopus head up, and
Not
with
yet.
its tentacle just point in the direction that I.
So Thatch, the burlap octopus, comes up and points in the direction of the boat that you all have been seeing. It's more like Velcro.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And you said it disturbs like. There's a difference between like say somebody's like fishing and like there's a thing going in.
It wasn't a bob. It was a, and then you saw a mass slowly.
Slowly go
I'm going to release the boat, and I'm going to dash as an octopus
Okay.
straight that direction.
we just
It's the boat sort of it sort of started slowing down when he popped his head up, but now you all watch a little pink blob just sort of go whoo.
It's
Splash
actually a
on the
giant
water.
pink blob.
Gosh, damn it!
Splash the water.
Don't stop.
Do me a favor and make an athletics check for me.
Doing?
You saw something. Don't leave us alone.
15.
15 is exactly what you needed. You make it over there just as whatever this was. You get over there and you see that there's a boat, which you saw before. But with a 15, you get to whatever it was that was sinking as it sort of rests on the bottom. It is a tied up burlap sack
You can add it to yourself.
that appears to be thrashing. And then as it hits the bottom, it sort of comes to a stop.
Grabbing it as quickly as I can and taking it straight to the surface and holding the burlap sack above the water and very quickly trying to get back to my friends.
Okay. You hear when you pop it back up. After a few seconds, you hear a big intake of breath, and some more thrashing as you start to swim away. The person on the boat sees you pop up with the sack. He goes, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing? Get back here!" And as you start swimming off, your water sense, he's rowing after you.
I don't think he's gonna catch me.
Sure.
So I'm gonna take the burlap sack back over to.
I just see a burlap sack speeding toward us.
Yep.
Held up by a burlap tentacle arm.
Can I just cast Detect Good and Evil?
Sure.
30 feet around us.
As he comes back.
Yeah, as he comes back, I sense Abjuration, Celestial, Elemental, Fey, Fiend, or Undead within 30 feet.
You do not get a sense for any of those things.
None of that? Okay.
We're being healthy tonight.
Okay.
I put my chips over there.
Okay. Well, this
For the first
is
half.
neither good nor bad. Batch, what are you doing?
He's holding up a sack and his little head pops up.
Yep.
I'm going to gently try to place this. I guess, is it roughly human-esque sized?
It's about this big. It's like a full potato sack.
Okay. I reach and try and help pull it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
You pull it up in
I'll-
there.
Since
I'll
I'm not
help
in the
as
boat,
well, yeah.
that can take what my space was.
Open it.
As you all sort of plop it back down, you do see a lot of movement in the sack.
I'll just
Open
look-
it.
Okay, I'll look at Gary. I'm gonna look at your axe and just be like, just be prepared for anything.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna
and
go ahead and have it.
I'll open the sack.
As soon as you undo,
And just look inside.
as soon as you undo the binding, two very pale hands sort of pull out and just pull open the sack. A young girl, probably 13, 14 years old, very pale skin, raven black hair, soaked to the bone, shivering, is just sort of sitting there, just sort of gasping for air.
Hey. You okay?
Yeah, I suppose. Both of her hands are bound, and her ankles are also bound, and her arms are sort of tied to her chest.
Okay. I'm not gonna unbind her just yet, but I am gonna take my cloak and just wrap it around her,
Okay.
just to like warm her up a second. Feel her skin. Is she freezing?
She's very, very cold.
She's very, very cold. Is it the same cold that I would have felt after battling those things? Battling the
Vampires.
the vampire spawn. I can't remember if that's something that I've sensed before. I don't think I've touched.
I don't think you've touched
Fiona
it.
Fiona touched me, but we don't know if
We don't know if that's a
Yeah.
correlation yet. Okay. She's just cold.
She's very, very cold.
Okay.
She's shivering. Her lips are blue.
Okay. I'll
Is that boat still coming towards us?
Yeah, very slowly.
okay.
It sort of swerves, and then course corrects, and then swerves again.
he's drunk as hell.
He's drunk as hell.
On Gary's limited knowledge of vampires, she's going to pop up and just grab a hold of the girl's lip.
Sure. She sort of grabs your wrist, and as you pull open her lip, she's got Rego teeth.
Regular teeth. All right.
Seeing that the girls have this under wraps, I'm gonna dive back under. I'm gonna go to that boat, attach to the underside of it, so he
Velcro.
can't, and just bring it towards us. But I'm going to keep it about 15 feet at bay from actually getting to our actual boat.
Okay.
So the conversation could happen, but he doesn't have that option. I mean, if he wants to try to row, he can, but I'm gonna try to hold him at bay from actually getting to our boat.
Sure. Eventually, the boat does come. She's still sitting there bound, but she has her cloak, so she's kind of just shivering and just sort of catching her breath. Her eyes are sort of darting. She's not really saying anything though.
Right. I'll just start calming
much as I can.
Sure.
And, ask her, what's your name?
My name is Arabella.
Oh, I love that. That's my baby was naming.
How do you spell that, Arabella?
Arabella.
How old are you, Arabella?
14.
14.
I don't know who that guy is, but he took me from the road, and then he just tied me up and put me in a sack.
And decided to dump you in the middle of the lake.
I think he's drunk. I don't know what happened.
Okay.
And the guy eventually gets pulled over closer. He says, "Listen to me.
Oh, he's definitely drunk.
You put her back in the water."
Why?
What you doing dumping ladies in the lake, my guy?
The
My guy?
The fish. She's bringing the fish. She's lucky in bringing the fish. That's what the guy said.
She's bringing the fish.
What?
She's a sacrifice to the lake for the fish.
What's your name, weirdo?
Was your name, weirdo?
You're so funny. What's your name?
My name is not weirdo. My name's Bluto.
Bluto. I feel like you made that up on the spot.
That.
That's
what we're gonna call him.
Wait a minute. No, my name's Bluto Korgorov, and I fish for the town. This is my job. You're
So-
keeping me from doing.
Now hang on.
You're keeping me from doing my job. I'm gonna tell the Baron. I'm gonna tell the big claw guy that you're keeping me from
we're friends
doing
with the
my
big claw
job.
guy, so he's on our side, so whatever.
Who the hells are you?
We are none of your business because I don't want to be friends with a person who dumps young
Put my
girls off the-
sacrifice back in the water.
No.
I'm going to reach one of my 8 tentacles up around, grab him.
What the fuck? And he slaps you. He slaps you with an oar.
I'm gonna try to grapple him.
Okay, roll a grapple. Athletics, I believe.
Thatch, don't
I'm
go
gonna-
killing anybody unnecessarily.
I'm gonna use my inspiration dice.
Oh boy,
Okay.
Ooh, that bad.
Even worse.
It's even worse. Yep.
It's not gonna happen.
Oh,
Alright, 10 total.
He rolled a 2.
Oh,
What?
Drunk.
Is this
He's
a?
drunk.
He starts.
I lift him up out of the boat.
Oh shit! Oh shit! But
just-
he's kind of like squishing you like a stress ball. He's like, what the fuck?
And I'm going to do, like, you see it a lot in movies when you have that drunk friend.
You don't come.
Dump
Yeah.
yourself in water.
Wake him up.
He
So
go,
we're-
what the? Oh god! I'm not a sacrifice. Don't put me in the water. No, fish! You get out of here, you piece of shit! And he starts strapping you. He starts pulling on you. He's like, get off me!
I think I
God
see
damn.
this as like Thatch's tactic to wake him up a little bit. Do I still have it?
I have thaumaturgy. That's always
I'll
handy dandy.
just.
Fucking drunk
Yeah,
dude.
I'll just call out to Thatch and I'll just say, hold on, and I'll just look at him and say, who told you to dump a girl in this lake?
And what I'll do is I'll pull him towards her, so now he is in the air, dangling over the water, not over his boat.
What? Oh god.
Come on, keep with me.
The guy with the ship. I went to him because
I
they
lower
said
him up pretty quickly,
Uh,
but I don't
no.
actually put him in the water.
he starts kicking the water and he like raises his head up. I don't know. Somebody said he was a wizard. I went over there to get some wisdom. And he told me that if I thought that the Vishtani were lucky, that maybe they could bring the fish in.
So she's Vishtani.
Yeah, she's one of those gypsies. She's at that camp that's on the other side of town. I don't know. What are we doing? What is this? And he looks down, he sees the octopus. He's like, Jesus Christ! Or whatever the D&D equivalent of that is.
Matthew Mercer.
Matthew Mercer!
Fucking sun's rays, dude!
Okay, so
Fine. Take her. I'll just fish regular.
Yeah, and go back to town. Take a nap, buddy.
Whatever. Put me down.
That's
Okay.
Put him back in his boat. He's alright.
No. Put him down. Just put him down. Put him down. Yep.
Sploosh. Oh shit! I don't.
I grab him and I put him in his boat. With one thing, I grab him, I put him in his boat. With the other one, I smack him on the ass.
Fuck. And he starts just rowing away from you guys just as quick as possible.
Just, sorry, I just think it's me, Captain Hook, just like
Alright, I'll look down at Arabella. And I'll take a dagger that I have and I'll just undo her ties on her hands and feet.
Sure.
Keep the cloak around her for modesty.
As soon as you cut this, she sort of she pushes herself back to the corner of the boat that's farthest away from you guys,
Yeah.
and she sort of is just staring, but she's being very quiet. She's sort of in like a sitting fetal position. She says, "Can you all take me back home, please?"
While this conversation is happening, I'm going to continue pulling. Like, which side of the lake are we close to? Are we kind of like right in the smack dab middle?
You all are probably closer to where you started than where you were going.
Okay.
Let's say that he was on the far side of this label.
Yeah.
Okay.
You all are probably closer to this side of the label. And there's town.
Alright. Where is home? Where's home for you?
We're camped at the hill on the west part, the west of Vallaki.
I'm going to pop my head up and with my tentacle, like, point either towards the tower, like towards the other side of the lake, or back towards land, and just see.
which way?
I think he's asking which way you want to go.
I mean, the fastest way back is probably through town.
Back through Vallaki.
Yeah, she points back to the dock.
We go back to that.
I'll
This is why we don't like children.
Paris. And I'll take one of like our biscuits from this morning that was packed, and I'll just hand her from my pack.
She snatches it and she starts taking little bites of it. 10, 15 minutes back to the dock.
As we're rolling over, I go up to her. I pull a piece of bacon out of my pocket. Do you want some pocket bacon?
She takes it, she says, "Thank you." She munches on it. Little tiny nibbles.
Sorry this happened to you.
I'm still not 100% sure why he kept mumbling about some kind of wizard, like that stuff he was saying, and I don't know. He seemed pretty drunk the whole time. When he took me, he was drunk. I don't know how somebody maintains something like that for so long.
Dedication. He's an idiot.
Drunks can get a lot done.
Right. So that's another problem, I guess, is for Vallaki at least. This lake used to be full of fish.
It's Barovia. Everything used to be full of something.
I guess so.
That is a fair assumption.
And it's not uncommon for animals to flee out of fear, especially when there's a number of predators around.
Or, Strahd just said, more fish.
just like go in town and be like, hey,
Or
is
maybe sort of
it?
send her off on her way and be like, here you go.
I think we should get one of our friends too, so we can. head
When
up
you
on
all
it.
get back to the dock, she's the first one off. She sort of scrambles up and gets back to the land as fast as she can.
Well, you're never gonna go near water again.
I'll just hop out of the boat for a minute and follow her and say,
Oh.
hey, easy.
I crawl out and actually turn back into Thatch.
Sure. She's a little spooked.
Yeah.
She says, "Thank you for saving me.
Of course.
You don't need to take me anywhere else.
You know,
I don't have anything to give you, but
We're not asking anything of you. We just wanted to make sure you were safe.
We have friends who can escort you back to your people.
If you would like.
in Vallaki,
Yes.
I don't think I trust that. I can get back on my own. It should be fine. I appreciate your help. I guess if you make your way that way, you can stop by and I'm sure somebody there can give you something for helping me.
Sure. No, it's. Trust me, it's what we like to do. We just like to help.
I'm just glad you weren't the creature.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what that means, but there aren't a lot of people that would do good things, and so I appreciate it. Again, I don't know how to.
It's okay. Slow down. You're
And
fine.
she sort of just start every time she talks, she sort of takes a couple steps backward.
Yeah. And I'll just keep my hands where they're seen and just look at her and say, just take care of yourself. Get back to your people.
Does anybody have message?
I have sent it.
Okay. Would it be better if the person escorting you was a lady?
You don't need to.
I just wanted to make sure that you were okay, because, like, you just had a guy that, like, stole you off the road and, like, tossed you into the lake. So, like, I understand if you, like, don't want to be with, like, a guy, if you would prefer.
I appreciate it. I think he was just drunk, and whoever that wizard was lied to him. But it's okay. I appreciate your help. You don't have to help anymore.
Sorry, I'm checking my.
Just yell from the boat. Hey, if she wants to go by herself, just let her go.
I'll just look at her and ask her for my clothes back. Sorry, my cloak back, but I have
Oh
an
yeah,
extra,
sorry.
But I have an extra set of common clothes that I just, from the distance, just
Mhm.
toss to her, and I'll just say, just to keep you warm, since.
No, it's okay. You can keep these. I'll be fine. I'm
Okay.
just gonna go
Alright,
around. It's fine.
alright. Take care of yourself. Hold up.
Thank
Sorry.
you again. And
Sorry
she
to
sort
be-
of just starts to walk off.
Sorry to meet you under such weird circumstances. Be safe.
Bye!
She doesn't go towards the gate. She sort of
Goes
goes.
around.
She goes around. She sort of makes her way west around the lake. And once she gets a little ways away, she starts to like pick up the pace, and eventually she goes around a corner, and you all can't see her anymore.
I'll just pick up the clothes in my cloak and put it back on. Back in my backpack. Okay.
Well, that was a detour.
That was a detour, but somewhat informative. Apparently, a wizard thinks that sacrifices are going to get some fish back.
Well,
He's a
we
crazy
don't,
wizard.
we don't know if what the guy said was true.
No,
He could have been very confused at what the wizard said, and maybe it wasn't what was said at all.
not. But take a look, shall we?
Let us go see
I'm
this
sorry,
drunk
Thatch. woman. Can you do that again or no?
I can, but
I can roll us if you would rather save things for later.
Yeah.
based upon what we just kind of experienced, can we guess about how long it would take us to actually try to row across versus?
You were definitely speeding things along. You figure you could probably get there 90 minutes, less than 2 hours for sure.
Okay.
If a very strong person was rowing, or if a couple people were rowing.
I mean, if you're willing to do that, I could just relax for a minute.
Sure.
Unfortunately, that takes a little bit out of me.
We can do that. I get in the boat.
And unfortunately, when I'm not in animal form, I'm not nearly as strong.
Sure. Gary, if you're gonna row, go ahead and give me an athletics check just to see how long it takes.
16.
16. I mean, it probably takes about 90 minutes, about an hour and a half before you all start getting to a place where you're deciding whereabouts on the shore you're gonna put in. It doesn't. Everybody, go ahead and make another perception check for me. Now that we're closer to the other opposite side of the lake.
Is it perception? You said?
Perception.
Perception, yes.
Average.
14.
11.
Perception. 21.
21.
20.
20.
20.
This side of the table, who is very good at perception, and this side of the table is very good at killing things.
Yeah.
So this side of the table, once you all get closer, everybody sort of notices that there's no dock on this side. You made a pretty straight line across, especially with a 17. But as you get closer and are looking for a dock or someplace to pull into, both of you notice that off to the left, it looks like it's almost sitting in the lake, is a very large, tall stone structure that is it's a tower. It matches the idea that you all had in your head about what a wizard's tower would look like. From a distance, 100% matches everything that you want.
Yep.
It looks like it's probably 200 yards to your left.
Okay, well, destination found. What do we think? Take a look around?
Do you think I was wrong?
Well, we'll take a look around and go up, knock on the door, be like, hey, what's up?
What did our
Hey, what's up?
what did our fortune teller say about it again?
She said, so it says weapon.
We can take a break if you
Well,
want
let's
to
just
get
take a
to this.
break then.
Yeah, let's take a break. I have to pee real bad.
Okay.
Quick bio break. 10 minutes. We'll be right back and figure out what happens on the other side of this lake.
Woo!
Birthday was when
We're back!
told me she was pregnant, so that was a great birthday.
We're back, and we're on a lake, and there's a tower.
Inside it's like
It's a heckin' wizard tower.
sarcastic.
It's a tower.
It was beautiful. It was great. It was fantastic. I still have the video of her telling me.
Alright, we're just gonna jump right back in. You all have successfully Gary has successfully rowed you all across
Thanks, Gary.
the lake, Lake Zarovich. And you have successfully spotted the tower on the west side of the lake.
Alright. What did our little tarot reading say about
Oh yes, that's
Okay,
what we were doing.
yes.
Tower.
So she said that our weapon, it says weapon dash, and it was the wizard card.
Right.
And in parentheses, I have Master of Stars, a tower by a lake, and a name.
Okay.
That's what I got.
Tower by a lake and
A name.
It said Master of Stars, Tower Lake, name.
Okay.
So
I'm
we're
not
trying to
the
find out.
greatest
What do
at
you-
taking
what do
notes.
you have?
but-
Weapon of Vengeance
A weapon
was
of
the
vengeance.
card.
Okay.
And then I have Wizard, Master of Stars, Tower of Lake. I don't have name. But
What was the card?
Weapon of Vengeance.
Weapon of Vengeance.
What was the card?
Wizard.
The wizard card?
Wizard, that's what I needed.
Wizard.
It was only 9 days ago, I'm sure you all would remember, so I'm just gonna tell you what it was.
Oh, only 9 days. Yeah.
Look for a wizard's tower on a lake. Let the wizard's name and servant guide you to that which you seek.
Talk to servant. Alright.
What was that again? One more time?
Let the
Look
wizard's
for a
name-
wizard's tower on a lake. Let the wizard's name and servant guide you to that which you seek.
Let the wizard's name and his servant guide us.
Where did Master of Stars come in?
I don't know, dude.
Because we both had
We both have Master
I
of
also
Stars.
have
Master of Stars?
I also have Master of Stars in my notes. Said
That
card
might have been
yeah.
on the card.
Third card was the weapon, Sword of Sunlight, the wizard. Master of Stars, Tower on a Lake, something about a name is what I wrote. Talk to his servant and him, know his name. Is what I have. in here.
So you have the actual cards, don't you?
Yeah, they're just
That's probably what. It was probably on that.
they're just deep in here.
Maybe I should go back.
Master
and
of Stars is the Taroka card. That's what Bill says.
Okay. Yeah, yes, because they're not. That's the suit. That's
yeah,
the
okay.
that's the face in the suit of the card.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Thank you, Bill.
Yeah,
Thanks, Bill. Thanks, Bill.
We would have figured it out.
In your food poisoned state.
Infinite wisdom.
Go back and watch
Okay,
that episode.
so
Redo my notes.
so
Are
I have
we-
to look for his servant and know his name.
No,
Are
his
we-
name and the servant's name? Or just the servant's
I
name?
think the wizard's
Rowing to the tower. Are we beaching the boat and walking to the tower?
I think let's beach the
Beach the
boat.
boat?
Oh,
Yeah.
my.
I
Beach
think
the
let's
boat?
beach
Okay.
the boat and walk to the tower.
Use the boat / tie it up, just in
Uh,
case of any type of tide or.
On the north
Black
side of the
arrow.
lake, you can easily beach it. It's a very short beach shoreline. It's more muddy than anything else. But there's plenty of trees that if you wanted to pull this guy up, you could easily do it. So we don't need to roll for that. The wizard's tower is about 200 yards from where you all beach the
Football
boat.
field.
And as you get closer, you do realize that the tower is about 100 yards out into the lake. Sort of sitting on a small island out there.
Okay.
And as you get a lot closer, you notice that it looks like there used to be a path that is just sort of washed out.
Okay. Shall we follow the old path then?
Sure.
Now, do we want to just walk up and knock on the door, or do we want to be quiet about this?
So here's the thing. If we're quiet about it, that makes us look suspicious.
Yeah, we could just be wonders and be like, hey, we came upon your tower.
This is a really cool tower. We wanted to see who lives here.
We
also,
like
we
towers.
kind of had a thing.
We have a premonition, and someone told us to come here and
We like-
seek some answers.
we
so
like
One point of order. No one's going up in the tower by themselves.
yes.
Oh, obviously.
Fair.
We're not like the witches again.
But I do really want to see inside the tower.
I do as
I
well.
can go up by myself.
No, but you all left me asleep on the cart.
Okay,
What
first
are we
of all,
gonna do?
We're
First of all-
not leaving without the cleric.
We're meditating.
you were meditating, not sleeping, so.
I was sleeping. It was a 4-hour sleep.
Okay, listen. I wouldn't want anybody to wake me up, especially if they were going to fight hags.
We survived.
Yeah. I got the cool stone out of it too.
Barely. All right.
Hey, now I know how to get to castle to Strahd's castle because of the stone that I got when you were asleep. So
Good job, and I got rat's hair, so
hey, both pretty cool. Both are pretty cool.
no, I hate this. I can't brush it out. It's just stayed raggedy and it's black, and I don't know what the fuck to do with it.
It
Anyway,
looks sick.
thanks.
To be fair, I don't think that had anything to do with that. I feel like it
Yeah.
just was a coincidence that it happened at the same time.
Yeah, I
That-
think
Was not on us.
I think we've been touched by Strahd there, eh, Eris? With your creepy fucking
Sorry, I choked on a chip.
your creepy fucking
I walk up
dreams.
to Sash and be like, yeah, we have been touched by Strahd, yeah.
I have a feeling it's not gonna be the last time, and I'm slightly scared, but it's
Just
okay.
keep your dreams to
I have a feeling
keep
I'm
your
not
wandering
Strahd's
dreams
type.
to yourself, huh?
Do you want me to not tell you?
No, I want you
Okay.
to tell us. I just don't
I look up
wander
at
into
these two and go,
Ravenloft.
oh,
I didn't do it on purpose. I didn't know what
I
I
just
was
think I'm not
doing.
I didn't know what I was doing either.
I
I
think
just
I'm a
laughed
little
at me,
short.
and then my hair turned black. I hate it.
Okay. Are we just
At
walking
about midday, you all are
We're
standing
walking.
pretty much in front of a tower that is sitting on a small island
Not being quiet at all.
100 yards out into the water. Seeing now, it looks like there's probably about 3 or
Did you
4
die?
inches of water sort of just slopping up over what used to be a path that led to the tower. If you all took your time, you could probably get there without falling into the water, but it's going to take concentration and effort to not get to slip or sink into or whatever to get that 100 yards.
Okay.
Sorry, I was rereading through my notes and I have a thought about the girl that we rescued who said she was with a Vishtani group.
The help.
The Help. You and I are on the same wavelength then.
The hell?
Because there's a dusk elf in the Vishtani group.
Yep.
If we can help them, they'll help us. That's the thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep
The
that in
ally.
the back of our mind while we're doing this.
The
anyway.
ally, the seer, dusk elf upon his Tommy.
Yes. So I think that might be a clue for us. Okay, so we're in front of the tower. Cool. And it's whole, there's a door. Is there a
Well, you're not there yet.
right. But as we're coming
To walk
sorry, as
across
we're
the
coming
path, I want everybody to make a dexterity saving throw, just to make sure that nobody plops.
We're looking at this thing.
I'm gonna
Son
have
of a
my hand
bitch.
on you and just go
What
guidance.
is it?
Dexterity
May not be
saving
me
throw.
that you need to do that too.
Oh, who's not very dexterous?
I got +2.
Hold on. Dexterity.
What's your
saving throw?
saving thing? Is that
Oh, it's
Yeah.
a +1. I'm okay.
My
Never mind.
saving dexterity is
+3.
I just I suck at stealth. That's what I suck at.
well?
don't know
Your
which
dexterity
one.
you said is what plus?
My
Which
dexterity is
one it wants
+1.
me to do.
All right, guidance.
I can't feel it.
Damn it.
Alright, that tracks. Yep, that tracks too.
Okay.
11.
An 11?
I also got an 11.
Hey!
I got the 7.
7?
Oh
18.
18? What's our marching order here? Without metagaming, what is the marching order? I should have asked first.
Yeah, you should have.
Gary probably went first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he probably.
I'd be right after Gary.
right after Gary. So
Then
then
you're-
Eris and I are bringing up the rear. Do you want to be before me or after me?
You'd have to be next to me because I gave you guidance. Because I stopped.
Okay, so
Eris
then
is in
I'm
the back.
middle, Eris is in the back. Alright.
You all make it about halfway. Gary, you're hitting it hard. Just high knees. Before all of you hear just a and you look over and it looks like whatever solid muck Eris was standing on just sort of gave way, and she is now treading water off to the side. You can easily make it back up, but you are soaking wet, and part of the gangway has been fully mucked out.
Just help pull her back up onto the part that we're
Sure.
standing on.
It takes probably about 15 minutes just to walk that 100 yards. But when you get over there, the path does sort of lift up above the water, and you get to the small island. It's like a marshy. The ground is just fully wet. There is some like high reeds and grass and stuff, but you're standing at the base of a large stone tower that looks to be about 100 feet tall. There are small arrow slit windows at each level. About a third of the way up, there's a large chunk out of the right side that looks to have been cracked and falling apart. And once you see that, you start to take a harder look at the tower, and it looks like this tower is falling into disrepair. It looks like at some point somebody had tried to fix it. There's some wooden scaffolding that's been built up along the sides with ladders and such. It is a tile roof, and on top of the tile roof and sort of sporadically on the second level and then at the very top, there are some stone gargoyles that are looking menacingly down at the base of the tower. The path leads right up to the front door. And the front door itself is an iron door that doesn't appear to have hinges or a handle or anything on it. But there is a large brass relief on there that looks to have a pattern. And here is that door.
Magic.
You all can pick that up and look closer at it. It takes up the majority of the door. It's a very large. Ben, Steven, can you put the camera up on me?
Oh,
You guys aren't the only ones playing this. We need to see it too.
I know.
Gary just standing there, like, trying to copy the.
I lost track of where
Okay.
yeah, I'm definitely. Gary's absolutely standing there, following the line, making the movements.
You
Okay.
recognize this. You know what any of this is?
Can I dig into my thoughts and my background and see if I recognize any of these runes that are on the door?
You can make an Arcana check if you want. Do you want to make a performance check for me?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they do look like people.
They look like people.
No, you're right.
That's a 17.
17.
Yeah.
Fucking go, Gary. Alright, so. Arcana check? Natural 20.
Ooh.
Sure. As far as you can tell, looking at the runes and stuff, it's not anything that you recognize. The shape of the lines, you're sort of examining it and looking, and then the shapes on there don't seem familiar to you at all. Gary is sitting there sort of just looking up at this brass relief, just doing crazy things with her arms and her legs. And she finishes, and all of a sudden you all hear a loud bang from up above, and then another one that goes doosh, 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 and the door.
Stop it.
And as the door opens and Thatch and Willow are just sort of examining it, trying to figure out what's going on. Thatch, you see up at the top.
We're just freaking out.
Like on the, is it called a lintel above the door frame?
Mantle? Or
Windowsill.
Just above the door,
Okay.
it says Khazan, Khazan.
Grim.
K-A-H-Z.
Khazan.
C-A-N.
And the door is open.
I guess remember that. Maybe that's a name.
Didn't think that was going to work.
I'll just look at the door and just go, Gary, you're a genius.
Yeah, she is.
You are so smart.
My killer dance moves.
Okay, well, shall we,
Do I recognize the Kazan? Is it a language that, or is it just like a name?
You could do a history check if you want.
That is definitely a word.
It's a word.
Those two over there were trying to be technical about it. You're over here dancing.
14.
Can't believe you got a 17. It's beautiful.
It's not something that you recognize. It's not written in any kind of intricate script or anything, but it looks like it and it also wasn't hastily, like it wasn't like carved in there hastily. It looks like it was an intentional decoration. But it's not something that Gary you recognize.
Okay. Is there... Okay.
but it's written in common though.
Oh, we gotta add...
For what it's worth. As far as you can tell, what languages does everybody speak?
Oh, fuck.
I think
I'm running out while we
That's
were
more. That's more than what I was asking about. But
no, I don't have it written down.
I speak a good bit.
Common,
Oh,
Draconic,
It's-
and Infernal.
Common, Druidic, Gnomish, and Infernal.
Sorry, I'm looking at my languages. Where are you?
The
Oh,
reason
there it is.
I
Proficiency.
picked Draconic. was
Common,
because
Dwarvish, Halfling, and Sylvan.
okay, wait. Where are you all finding this?
Proficiency is the
Proficiencies and
language.
languages.
Oh. Common, Draconic, and Gnomish.
As far as you all can tell, it seems to be common. It's written in common letters, but you know, Elvish uses a lot of common letters and additional runes and stuff. As far as you can tell, this is common, but it doesn't stick out to you all as anything specific.
Inside we go. If the group agrees.
Yeah.
Sure.
Since we figured it
We
out.
should probably be careful, but not. We should also probably announce our presence.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Totally open the door and go, hello!
Say the name.
Cousin.
Kazan!
As you all walk in, you walk into a small vestibule that's about 3-4 feet hallway, and then there's purple drapery, like crushed velvet curtains that sort of
Gilmore?
cut off from the inside.
Welcome to Gilmore's Learning School.
You all take it away. How you are in a small hallway with curtains that close off from the rest of the tower.
Hello? Cousin? Mr. Wizard Man? I danced and the door opened. I did not think it was going to work. But we're here.
I fell.
You don't hear anything.
I'm just to keep my eyes like trained to the ground a little bit, and I'm gonna look for any traps while we move forward. I'm just gonna move forward carefully.
Go ahead and make a perception check. Do you all push through the curtains?
I mean,
Yes.
I would check.
Sure.
No, never mind.
Can we open
Yes.
the curtains?
22.
22. You don't. In this immediate vestibule, there's nothing intricate at all. It is a stone floor and stone walls here. Eris, as you push through the curtains, you open up to a space. It's a good-sized space that is a wreck. It's dusty. It's dirty. There's wood and splinters all over the floor. There's a little bit of sitting water. In the center of the room, there are two large statues of like burly-looking fellas, but there's no face sort of on the statues. And in the center of the room, there is a sort of 5x5 square indention in the floor, as well as 4 chains that are connected to each corner of that. Looking up, the ceiling, it looks like some of it has collapsed in, but that 5x5 square goes up through the next level, and it looks like it goes all the way up through the tower.
Guys,
Yeah.
come take a look at this.
Okay.
It's very easy for you all to get by that door. So, here we go.
In the module. My dumbass thought that was being funny.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was
Got it.
gonna work.
Got it pretty fast. Here's the vestibule. There are the curtains. This is the space that you see. This shows that there's 4.
And
There's just 2. There's
There's
just 2.
And the 2 are just in front of us.
They're on
there.
either. They're on either side.
Either side there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are
And,
they
and the
like-
rubble over here is true.
Yeah, everything on there except for the number of statues. Yeah,
Are they like facing us or are they facing each other?
they're facing each other.
Okay. And what are their like? Are they wearing like those? It looks like they're wearing cloaks and holding something.
These are just statues. Looks like 7.5, 8 foot tall, broad-shouldered, thick arms, thick legs. Nothing particularly descript about anything else except that they're just statues, sort of just standing there strong.
I look at their bases / right around their bases, and I'm mainly looking to see if there are any types of wear from where, say, these things step off of their bases.
There are no bases. Their feet are just on the floor. And among the wreck and the rubble, you don't see anything specific.
Okay. Say we take a look around the room, see if there's any way up or any way around to other places. Yeah.
Well,
Gary wants to stand in the middle of the indention. Oh no!
Gary, as you step in the middle of the indention, and as Willow says, up, you watch as these 2 guys, a little bit of dust pops off as their arms come up, and they both grab the chains on either side of them, and they start to pull like this. And Gary, as you step up, you look down, and it looks like there's a platform that's lowering down through the tower.
Okay, I get out of the way from the platform.
And it's a very jerky come down as they're each grabbing these chains and sort of pulling this thing down. And eventually, after this is a really cool thing, so you want it to happen fast, and it does not. Eventually it comes to rest at the bottom and is flush now with the floor.
And I guess we found our way to the top.
Or at least the other floors, because I realized there are no stairs.
Yeah.
Huh, yeah, wow. Well,
I'll hop onto the middle and hold out a hand for anybody who wants to jump up with me.
Get on with it.
yep.
It is 5x5, so the 4 of you would be kind of squished on here.
Right.
And as you all stand on there, nothing happens. When you say up, the arms come back out, and they start to pull.
We're too heavy.
No. Down.
We're too heavy.
One at a time.
No, it's good.
Did you say that there are more curtains?
There are no more curtains.
Oh, I thought you said there was more curtains.
It's 5x5. We're too heavy.
No, I don't think we have anything.
What are you thinking?
I think that it's a puzzle, and that we have to say the right word, and I don't think it's either up or down.
I think we're too heavy.
Because you said up, and it came down.
Yes.
How about we just try?
Left.
I'm just gonna step off.
I don't want to leave Gary alone.
Sure.
I'll step off with her.
Ah!
And Thatch and Willow start to jerkily ascend to the next floor.
We'll wait for you.
Thank you!
Thanks.
And it stops when it gets to floor 2.
What do we, before we step off, what do we see?
On floor 2, you see a sort of nondescript space. It is a wood floor. Some of it has collapsed. You can see down to the first floor. There is a small crack in the wall. And then looking above, even more of the next floor has fallen through. But on here, it is what you see. There's not a whole lot going on.
What do you see?
Looks pretty clear up here. Just broken wood floor.
Okay.
Oh no, that's right.
Is there a? I know we see this metagame. Do we see the?
There's a crack in the wall and through the sort of arrow slit windows. You can see that the sort of
Scaffolding.
yes, the scaffolding. You can see it sort of wraps around that one side, and it is on the outside of this level.
Just a broken wood floor up here.
Okay.
Should we step off and let them come up here, and then we'll go to the next level?
Yeah.
Not get too far away.
No.
We step off, and I go down.
Hang on.
Thatch and I are upstairs.
Gary and Eris, while you guys are on the first floor, you do hear the front door close, and then you hear the goosh, goosh, goosh go back up.
That makes sense.
And when Thatch says down, the two statues bring the elevator back down.
This is fun.
Okay.
Bum, ba, bum. 1, 2, 3. Ah!
And
And
while that's happening, can I
Sure.
just do a quick once around to see if there's anything on this that we're missing
sure.
on this area?
Do you want to do perception with your eyes or investigation with
Perception.
your hands? Okay.
That's a 15.
15. This floor pretty much is what it is. It looks like there wasn't. On the first floor, there were some crates. There's nothing on this floor. Were you walking around while you were doing that?
Great.
I I was a little bit, but I'd be paying very careful not to go anywhere near anything that looks very rickety.
Very good. You all come up and are on the elevator for the second floor.
We get to look at the next floor first. Up!
And very jerkily, you all make your way up to the third floor. And it's pretty much the same. There's a lot more wear here. There's a very large hole in the wall on this side, and there's a lot more weather that's come in. It's very moldy up here. The wood is very wet. There's bigger sections that have collapsed through, and it pretty much is open to the outside. But there is a little landing of the scaffolding that sort of looks out over the west side of the lake.
This is scary.
It's muggy up here.
I step off.
But looking up, you all see a fully whole ceiling on this one. As well as the elevator does go to the next floor, and it is dark up there.
Okay. They can go first this time.
Yeah, there's one more floor.
Okay, you guys get dibs.
At least one more floor. We don't.
Yeah,
True.
you guys can go first on that
Down one floor.
And it gets, and it comes back down to you guys.
one. We need one.
Up.
Goosh, goosh. It goes up to floor 3.
Hi,
Up.
guys.
And you guys start ascending to floor 4.
Do we want to look around this one since we didn't go through the crates of the last one?
Yeah, I just want to look out the if it's where we stepped off of the thing,
Sure.
the big hole.
Yeah.
Just see what I can see.
Go ahead and make a perception check. Are you moving to the hole to get to see out of it?
Negatory.
Okay.
That's a natural 20.
Hey. Oh, yeah, it is.
Without moving closer to the thing, the first thing you see is the perch for one of the golems. It looks like the golem has fallen off, but you look out and you see the west side of the lake. There's not a whole lot to see, but you do see a very thick woods with a rising mist throughout. And I think that's it. I think there's not a whole lot to see out of this. The two of you crest to the 4th floor. And this 4th floor is fully sealed. There's no damage out here whatsoever. What you do see is, unlike the rest of the tower, this floor is fully furnished. There is a bed. There is a fireplace. There's all kinds of things happening up here on floor 4. This floor is also larger than the rest of the floors. Looks like it extends out a little bit. There is a hearth up here. There's a desk. There's a suit of armor. It's very cozy up here once it gets sort of sealed by the elevator.
Is the fire going, or is
The fire is not going.
Is there any light up here whatsoever?
No.
Are there windows or anything?
The windows, that's the only light source. Those slit windows, there's one on every other wall. That's the only light that's coming in.
Step off. Down one floor.
Comes back down to you all.
Let's go.
Is this the top floor?
Come up to see. Yeah. So this floor, at the ceiling of this floor, you see that it looks like the mechanism for these chains in the elevator is built in above the ceiling. But there's no way to get to another floor, and it doesn't look like there's a hatch or anything. So it does look like this is the top.
Wizard's Tower.
With no wizard.
What seems to be no wizard.
That elevator thing was cool.
Unless the wizard is here and we just don't see them.
The wizard could also just be out.
Hello?
The fire's not fun.
To be fair, if the wizard comes back, it definitely looked abandoned until this room.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Well, I think maybe, look around. Don't touch anything.
Yeah.
best person to go look around?
I can try to see if we can't find some information. I'm pretty good at that.
What is that?
Kazan? Just say that again.
Say it 3 times.
Kazan. Kazan. Kazan.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
It's a voice.
Kazan.
I hear it laughing.
Kazan who?
I don't know.
Kaz and a clue.
Kazan a clue.
Willow,
Kazan a clue.
or Eris, as you make your joke to Willow, behind you, you hear. It's one of those things where you were making a joke and have sort of let your guard down, and so when you hear something out of the corner of your ear, the hair on the back of your neck sort of stands on end because you don't know what it was, and it was so fast, but it was in response to what you were saying. You turn around and the only thing you see is the suit of armor that's right behind you.
Oh, I'm going up to that thing. Turn me around.
Physically turn me around, Willow.
Somebody turn me around. I'm not gonna do it if nobody does it. Gary, turn me around. Yeah, I wanna look, peek into this blue suit of armor.
It is a very pristine suit of armor. It has very intricate detail on it. There's some spikes, heavy gauntlets, a heavy face mask that sort of covers the whole face. It's very well made and in very good condition.
As they're kind of sitting here talking and things, I'm just gonna kind of stand still for a minute. Well, for 10 minutes, and cast detect magic.
Sure. As you whisper hello to the suit of armor, you watch as it clinks its feet together and it sort of comes to attention.
Oh, you guys.
What'd you find, Eris?
It's a suit of armor. I said hello, and it stood at attention.
Interesting. Did it say something to you?
No. It went.
Try asking it a question.
Or should I say the word?
Oh,
The name?
where is your master?
Where is the wizard?
It's still standing at attention.
Hello? Hasn't?
Walk forward,
Uh,
please.
sorry, I didn't mean to speak. I was in my head.
Okay, okay. I don't want to touch it. But I kind of want to touch it.
It's 10 minutes.
At ease.
Nothing happens.
Damn.
Can I touch it?
You touch it.
I want to touch it.
The armor itself is cold. You don't necessarily feel anything out of the ordinary.
Goodbye.
Can I like look through his little eye slit? Can I like look into them?
Sure. It's just black. It's darkness inside.
Can I take a look at the desk that Eris is standing next to? Is there anything of interest on it?
There are. Hold on, let me get there. It's sort of it's an open desk. It looks used. There is some ink. There's a couple quills, maybe like an iron pen. But sitting on top of the desk, there's not a whole lot. There's nothing specific.
Can I look for any hidden compartments?
Sure. Go ahead and make an investigation check. You want to do anything with his armor? Before I move on to Steven's 10-minute ritual?
Goodbye.
18 for investigation.
Nothing happens. 18 investigation.
I don't know what's over here. What is this? There's a-
As you start digging through the desk, in the bottom drawer,
In the bottom drawer.
The bottom drawer.
What did you
You
find?
find wadded up this piece of paper.
Oh
boy.
Oh god.
Oh,
That's a
God.
lot of stuff on it.
Show what this piece of paper looks like to the.
Hey, people. So this has a bunch of writing on it, and it looks like it's been ripped out of a book or a journal.
Eris, anything else you want to do with the suit of armor while she...
I just want
Reads
to
that.
look at it and yell some things, but
What is it that you'd like to yell at it?
ask it who are you?
Nothing.
Right? I don't know what to do. What do I do?
What do you work for?
It's so cool. I want it to be my friend. What do you do?
Dance!
Dance for me, dance for me, dance for me. Oh, oh.
As you start to sing, it starts to...
It is going to be my friend.
It like wiggles its hips.
Dance for me, dance for me, dance for me. Oh, oh. We can just be doing this while he does his
Sure.
2-minute thing.
Steven, Thatch, as your detect magic, your ritual detect magic sort of takes hold. There is a lot of magic coming off of the suit of armor that Eris is dancing with.
What school is it?
Fucking
Enchantment?
probably.
I don't understand the schools of magic.
Honestly,
Megan is
the
also
suit armor is
learning
not my name.
invisibility.
No, it's not enchantment.
Abjuration.
That's always the guess. It's like,
It's the only one I can remember.
Maybe.
I saw a TikTok the other day where the DM was asking his players
Oh, it's probably
And then I
no.
ate all my chips.
questions about their spells. And they got extra dice. Did you see it? I realized we would not be. You would be good at it. The rest of us would not. We would not be good.
Good at what?
I don't know. It's probably transmutation or
Spells?
enchantment.
Knowing your spells. Like
Probably.
About
I don't know.
so besides
yeah,
the
no.
suit of armor, is there anything else in the room that can...
If
I'll
it's this
walk
camera-
around it because I had 10 minutes concentration on it.
Sure.
Camera.
Heavy magic coming from the armor. In terms of other things,
Sit over here doing salsa.
there's not a whole lot. There's a chest in the room, and there's just the faintest ping that you're getting from over there. What you're gathering from the suit of armor is that it responds to your commands, because everybody else was yelling at it to do things, and it didn't do it until...
I am in love with the suit of armor.
Sure.
Just
Sure,
like everything
sure.
else I come upon.
I'm gonna go check out the chest, see if it's locked, and check to see if it's strapped or anything.
Okay, do an investigation check.
I swear to God, Meta, you open up a mimic in this space, I'm gonna throw something at you.
I'm reading.
Oh yeah, she.
Well, Willow, you all are doing stuff, and Willow has sort of just pulled up a chair and is just sat down and is just like just holding it up to like the light from this window.
You said investigation?
Mhm.
17.
17.
She's
It's
doing
not
something.
trapped, and it doesn't appear to be
dancing.
locked.
Pretty sure at this point I've joined you in dancing.
You said there's a faint... Is the whole chest giving off magic, or is it something with...
Looks like something inside the chest.
Swear to God.
I'm-
It's a mimic!
I'm sitting here looking at this.
This face.
Flip
This
over.
face.
You open the chest. Inside the chest, when you first go to open it, and as you're sort of investigating it for the lock, you get this lavender smell, just a very floral, sweet. Maybe it's not sweet. It's a very floral and herby smell coming from it, and when you open it up, it's very strong. And with the very little bit of light that's in here, you sort of jump back for a second. Excuse me, because inside this chest there is a head, a decapitated head.
Is that what the ping of magic is coming from?
Yes.
What's the name? What was the name?
Jerry and Eris.
Kazan, is that you? I speak to the head.
Sure.
Nothing?
The flesh on this head is very pale. The eyes are sunken. It's emaciated. There's no blood in the chest, but the aroma is also coming off of the head.
Willow, could I get some assistance over here, please?
Yeah, one sec. Okay, I'm done. What?
This chest is,
Oh! You found a head.
A head?
Why are you two dancing?
Because it's dancing with me.
Oh my goodness.
It listens to me.
it's pinging with a little bit of magic. I'm not sure exactly what's going on and why. There's no blood, and even though the head is gray, I'm guessing the head looks like it's, even though it's obviously a decapitated head, it looks like it's still in relatively decent shape. Like it's not like sloughing off
Sure,
skin. kind of
yes.
thing? Okay.
Can I?
It's also, the skin also has like a sheen, like an almost like a dewy sheen.
Can I?
Cut the question.
Is the head young or old?
It is a it's sort of like a middle-aged man.
Middle-aged man?
Can I ask the suit of armor if he can speak?
It's just if you keep singing, he keeps dancing.
Okay, can I? Okay, wait. Stop.
He stops.
Can you speak?
Nothing happens.
He doesn't speak. Can you walk to the chest?
He walks as close to the chest as he can without like pushing anybody out of the way.
Can y'all move?
Can I investigate this head first?
I thought he was over here.
That's the desk. He's there.
Can you walk
He
over
moved
the
over
chest?
to the chest.
Okay. That's the chest. I thought this was the chest.
No, this is the chest.
Oh, understood. She's got understood.
There is a chest there, but it's like a footlocker. It's not like a chest.
Understood.
He's so cool. Excuse me.
Can I keep him?
I don't think I'm
Can I
allowed to ask.
touch the head?
Yeah. You touch the head. And how do you touch the head?
I'll just tap it on the forehead.
As you tap the forehead, it is cold. It's hard. God damn it. It's not gonna get better. It's also greasy to the touch.
It's a preserved head?
Well, it appears that way.
Great.
Keep it coming.
Dirty mouth.
Sure.
DM, I would like to cast Speak with Dead.
You cast Speak with Dead.
Or sorry, is it? Do I have Speak with Dead? I believe I do.
Do you have Speak with Dead?
I believe I do. It's either that or raised
Dead.
dead. I can't remember. No, it's a third level. Hold on.
The thing father.
Yep, I do.
Sure. Mark off the spell slot.
There it is.
Nothing happens. The magic does not
Does
come
not
from
take
wherever your magic comes from.
Do you want my dude to pick it up and show it to you?
Alright, so it's not a corpse?
It's not a dead thing.
The
Unless it's being protected.
Oh, titties.
What?
Your detect magic also didn't work. I apologize.
So there's no magic coming off of the head.
2 spells have been cast and neither of them worked.
Oh! Like at all in the room.
Correct.
Oh.
I apologize. This was distracting.
Okay.
I apologize. That's my fault.
So we have to find the source of what is not allowing our magic to magic. Okay. That makes more sense. Alright.
So I would have realized that because mine was ritual cast, but I've realized that it didn't go through, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Does a ritual take a
So-
spell slot?
Just
No,
Okay.
but I would still know what it was.
Once you were done casting the ritual,
Yeah.
when you would, whatever the end of the ritual is that would actually cast the spell,
Right.
that's when it doesn't. Nothing happens.
Okay.
Okay. If that's the case, I would have eventually started investigating everything, and I've opened.
You would have found it anyway.
But you probably wouldn't have done Speak with Dead if I was told that magic's not working.
Okay.
Well, his magic
Well-
didn't work.
Okay, that's fine.
But I don't know. That's
ritual didn't
That's
work.
up to you, DM.
I think you would have cast it
I
anyway.
would cast it anyway.
That's
yeah.
what
I feel like
personally
you
I
would.
think
yeah,
that you
thought
would have
so
cast
too.
it.
Yeah.
If you see a dead,
I apologize.
I
That's
see
my
a,
fault.
I see a
head.
dead thing. I'm like, oh, Speak with Dead. No. Okay. So,
We have 2 options.
friends, our magic doesn't work here.
Okay.
So we shouldn't stay here
His
too long.
does. I mean, if he's magic, I don't see anything in the armor.
Could also be our source of the magic. We don't.
Please don't tear him apart. I
won't
want
tear
to
them
keep
apart
him.
yet. I want to make sure. Anyway, I found this really cool story about a guy who is trying to find his son.
Does he have his name?
He's cursed. What was the curse? Live you always among monsters and see everyone you love die beneath their claws.
Hold on, I have to physically. see
He was cursed by the Vishtani,
Oh.
and his son Aramis was taken by the Vishtani and sold to a vampire, a Baron Metis, Metus, and the son's name is Erasmus, Erasmus, sorry. Erasmus.
Shrew. Erasmus Shrew.
ERAS.
It's not. That's an office reference.
Mus.
And then the Baron Metis was the vampire.
He was the son of the person who wrote this. And I'm going to assume this is the wizard?
With my magic not taking thing, I'm then going to move to manual mode and just do a full-on investigation of the whole space.
Sure.
To see, I'm looking for also any hidden compartments under the bed.
Investigation check.
Apparently he's been living a very long
Guidance.
time.
Doesn't work.
Oh, you're right. Still an 18.
I'm gonna look at my.
You don't find a whole lot. There's tapestries around the place. There is
Look behind the hamstring.
there is an oven next to the fireplace that has ashes in it. The bed appears to be made. There's nothing else. You find what she found on the desk. But other than that,
I'm gonna look at my suit of armor and say Erasmus.
Right. Just 2 things based on what you just
Sorry.
told me.
Sure.
Yeah.
I want to look behind all the tapestries,
okay.
and I want to go through the ashes in the fireplace.
Okay.
Or the stove.
Behind the tapestries, it's just stone wall, and in the ashes, it's just old gray ashes. They're a little damp and cold. It doesn't look like there's been a fire lit in here for a while, but you don't find anything specific. It looks like there was some scrap, like paper, little tips of paper that didn't get fully burned, and
Nothing readable.
Right.
Rasmus.
he's just watching you. Every time you speak, he looks at you, but he's not.
Ask him to pick up the head.
Pick up the head, please.
He bends down with both hands and he picks up the head.
Speak.
He can't speak.
Try.
Speak. He can't speak.
Damn it.
What did it say about fighting the servant in a name?
It said we needed to. You have the better notes. Oh, could this be the servant?
Talk to his servant and him. Know his name. Is what I have.
Baron met us.
I think before we try to talk to them, we should probably exit this tower.
Question. Can I keep him?
Well, he has the head, so
I'm guessing this is the servant.
could be.
Can you follow us? Me?
Can you have him bring the head closer to me?
Come here closer to Gary, please.
He goes to Gary and he sort of squats down with the head.
I wanna pick up the
Check the teeth.
Of the dead head.
Of the dead head?
Yeah, the dead head.
You lift up the lips. They're poorly cared for teeth, but they're regular teeth.
But not pointy teeth.
They are not pointy teeth.
That you've checked every inch of this room, nothing else.
Okay, you can stand
As
back.
much as
Thank
I
you.
can without arcane abilities, yes.
Do you want to like go out?
Maybe
I
we
think
take
we
it out
need-
of this room.
I think we need to get away from the tower. I think we should get back on the mainland.
Or maybe it's just the room and not the tower itself. Maybe go down a floor.
Alright, actually, you guys stay here. I'm gonna get the thing. I'm gonna stay down
Mhm.
to go down one level. And once I'm down that level, I'm going to. Where am I at?
It's like a cantrip
Yeah,
or
just
something.
like that. I'm going to cast my Thorn Whip out and just see if anything happens.
Nothing happens.
It's a tower.
Eh, come on down. Bring the guy.
Okay.
And the head.
And the head. I'll take the paper with me for notes.
Sure.
Just in case because there's names on here.
Grab that blanket off the bed for me.
I go grab the blanket while
Sure.
they make their way down. 'Cause
Yeah, I feel like the suit of armor is pretty good.
Anybody that is on the elevator with the suit of armor, the elevator does not move.
So the suit of armor has to go by itself.
That's what you're gathering.
Okay.
Thatch probably could have gone with it.
Because he barely weighs anything. He weighs
Get
like
on
a
the
rock.
elevator,
He steps to the center of the elevator.
and when it goes down a level and you see Thatch, get off. Or do we want to send them all the way down? Keep them with me. Okay. Okay. Down a level.
It goes down.
Does he step off with Thatch?
Does he step up? Is that what you told him to do?
Yes.
He steps off with Thatch.
Why is he only obeying you?
As he gets both feet onto the level, it crashes through.
yeah, I saw that coming.
Yeah, I saw that coming too because the last level
It
was
crashes
very
through
moldy.
both levels, and it lands on his feet on the bottom level. I want you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh
boy.
God.
Oh,
You
no.
okay?
I bet you're worried about the.
He's the only one around here who does what I say.
I wonder why.
Fair.
No, that's an 8.
Okay. I believe. Where is it?
This guy went through it.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Tell you.
Dice. 1, 2,
I think it was my great joke
2,
that made him. Okay,
3,
maybe I'm just the first one.
4,
That is because you're Miss Special Hefty.
10, 11, 15, 23 points of bludgeoning damage as you hit the next level and then land on your ass on the bottom floor.
Ass over tea kettle. Badunk.
I'm so sorry.
You okay?
You alive?
We're at the bottom.
Is my suit of armor in the head okay?
They're fine.
Okay.
Okay. Up.
It comes back up to the fourth floor.
And then can the three of us fit on it and go down?
I have the blanket.
No.
Okay, so 2 of you go down. I'll go down last.
Yeah, okay.
I'll go down last.
Sure.
We're coming.
Do you all go level by level or you go all the way down? Sure. Safely, everyone goes all the way down.
When we get to the last floor, I want to take. Damn it, Steven. I want to take the blanket and jump off the thing. Just on the final floor.
Sure, make an acrobatics check
Yeah.
at disadvantage.
Okay.
You trying to make a parachute?
Yeah.
That's not how blankets work.
Nope.
In the cartoon
know
it
that?
does. That's not how that works.
Okay. You said a disadvantage?
Disadvantage.
Okay. Oh, it's still not bad. That's a 15.
Oh.
I have a +6.
The blanket does not help you at all,
But you land on
but you do. It only sends like a stinger up your leg instead of taking damage, because you are acrobatic enough to land on your feet. But you did not do what you wanted to do.
The blanket just like lands on
Yikes.
you.
Just see that.
That was cool.
Eventually, Willow comes down last.
Yes.
She goes, did you see that?
I
was
assume
like,
we all
yes,
would like to
honey.
exit the tower.
I did.
I'll try my throwing one more time while we're right over in here.
It does not work.
Okay. Should I name him? What should I name him?
We'll think about that while we're walking out. Just let's go.
Okay, follow us.
As we're retracing to go away from the tower, I'm going to continually try to cast my throw just out to the side and see at what point it actually starts responding.
As you exit and get within 5 feet outside of the tower, your magic works again.
Does he still follow us outside?
He
the
follows
door?
you outside, yes, and he's carrying the hen.
I was scared he was gonna be trapped inside the tower.
Great. So we have a servant and a head.
Do you
And
want to try to talk to the head now that we're up?
maybe let's get somewhere a little more sure footing than this.
Yeah, with the is the we may want to go and get the rowboat and bring it over and have like one person row the boat with the guy, so he's not walking on the scary footing. I don't know if he'll fit in the rowboat or not.
The issue is that for taking him, we only have one boat.
You can be an octopus.
And I can be an octopus. But how heavy is that thing? Are the three of you going to be able to fit in there?
How heavy is it?
It's a big heavy piece of
I
armor.
mean, I don't know if it's gonna make it across the thing.
It might in a few days if we tell it to walk across the lake
There.
because it doesn't need air.
There.
It could probably just sink to the bottom and walk across the lake.
I mean, as a giant octopus, I might be able to just
Hold him.
take it with us.
Logistics.
Yeah.
Hold him above the water.
For now, is there like a more sure footing
spot along the shore for us to like.
I mean, the island here that you're
Yeah.
on here is
Yeah.
very short. I mean,
Okay,
it's
cool.
very solid. The island. It was
Yes.
just the walkway that had
the
been
walkway
overtaken
that
by
had
the
been
lake.
overtaken. Okay.
The island here is
It's
fine.
Okay. Well then, I guess gather us closer to where we have a little bit more shore footing, and then I would like to try and tap on the head to see if it'll wake up. Nothing.
Did you cast Speak with Dead?
I did not. I'm tapping it on the head first.
It's still a dead head.
I will now cast Speak with Dead again.
As you cast Speak with Dead, you watch as like sort of one at a time the eyes open. Very, very red eyes, tired eyes. But the head itself in the hands of the animated armor does come to life.
Hello. Let's see. It still has a mouth. It's not undead. I can ask. Okay. I can ask him 5 questions.
Okay.
So it would be nice to know what we would like to ask him.
Who are you?
What is your name?
What happened to you?
Yeah. What is your name? What happened to you?
Does he know who lived in this tower? Because I don't want to say the wizard just in case this was a wizard's tower.
Well, who he is and what happened to him might help us answer one of these questions that we also have on our mind, which is, where's the wizard? Could it be Baron Metis?
No.
I'm thinking it's the sun.
Ooh,
in this case.
No, you said that it's an older looking head, right?
It's like a man.
It's like a middle-aged man.
Middle-aged man. So I'm either thinking that's the wizard.
Even with
or-
pale skin, it looks like he was a little darker complected.
Oh, okay. So I
So
couldn't-
maybe he is a shiny.
Sort of longer
It is
brunette hair, but
Also
like
possible he's Strahd.
dead.
So
Ask him.
Perhaps this is the reason why he was cursed by the Vishnu.
what can you tell us about a weapon?
A vengeance.
Where can we find?
What can we find?
A weapon of vengeance. Since that was the word phrasing.
Yeah.
Maybe you ask those to start with, and then
Yeah.
based upon the answers, we ask the final two.
Yeah.
Well, ask the first two, then if it makes sense, we'll ask that third one.
Okay. What is your name?
Bonjour, my name is Jan.
Ian?
Jan.
Jan. What happened to you?
Do you mean, how did I end up dead?
Yes.
A traveling companion betrayed me after a heated conversation.
Okay.
My head was dictated.
Who was your traveling companion?
Ah, a very sweet man. He appeared to be a half-elf. His name was Rictavio. He was a circus man, I believe, driving in a bella-topped wagon. Very kind man, but very soft-spoken, if aloof at times. It was a prince travel that we had. It was a chance meeting. Oh, but I don't want to talk your ear off.
No, please.
So your story. Like was Tommy the one that killed it?
Yeah.
So Tommy killed it because I just.
He said he was killed by his traveling
His
companion.
traveling, okay.
And I asked him who his traveling companion was. He
Oh,
said
Rictavio.
Rictavio.
Traveling companion betrayed him
Betrayed him, sorry.
No.
after a heated conversation.
Okay.
kill?
then his
Traveler.
head, and then his
No,
head
he
was
said-
decapitated.
He said traveling companion betrayed him.
Yeah, he never
Betrayed
said
him. He
kill.
never said kill.
Okay.
If I may, who are you? How did you come into possession of my property?
Well, so we
I think that the suit of armor is his property.
But
I
he
would
can't
say
see.
I would say his head. I think that was a joke.
Yeah,
it's
he
his
can't
head.
Oh, apologies. Could someone perhaps? I have a bit of dribble coming out of my mouth. I don't want to be rude, but
no, yeah.
thank you very much.
We are a group of travelers who have been sort of shucked from our lives and brought to Barovia with a specified task of freeing the land. And one of our clues was to find a tower, find a servant, and know a name.
He looks
To find
very confused.
to find some kind of weapon of vengeance.
We are in Barovia, then.
Yes.
Very well.
Okay. Yeah.
I just think what do you know?
What do you know about a weapon of vengeance?
Very specifically, a weapon of vengeance. What sort of weapon would you be looking for?
Something to kill Strahd.
Oh, the Dread Lord of Barovia.
Yes.
This is a very interesting task. Unfortunately, a specific weapon of vengeance is not something that I am aware of in my time. I apologize for this, but there is very little I could tell you aside from guessing.
You're very good at wording things to bring up more questions. Just thought I'd let you know.
I apologize.
No, I'm talking to you, Derek.
Oh, well, it's my job.
One of two ways. Either you ask how he got into the tower, or
But unless he was already dead by the time he got into the tower.
the other option we could do is
I'll
straight
say,
up ask
what
him.
is his head doing in a wizard's tower? What does he know?
In the middle of this, the front door closes and you hear the locks.
Yeah, the locks.
I would either ask that, or just to remove all doubt, in case we run into that asshole again, ask if Rictavio was the one that killed him.
And if we do run into Octavio again, we can question it.
Because between, like, that's like a 2+ strikes, not for me, between the Displacer Beast and killing his companion.
I think that's a wasted question.
I think it is a
Yeah.
wasted question as well.
I think Rictavio killed him.
Oh yeah, I mean, he
Sure.
said
I think
betrayed by.
I think Rictavio definitely betrayed him
Because-
because that got him killed. But I don't think he was the one with the knife.
Yeah, because she asked how he ended up like this. He said how I died.
Yeah.
He said I was betrayed by my traveling companion. And a heated argument.
Because he also asked what him and Rictavio were doing when he was betrayed.
Where they were?
What they were doing.
What they were doing.
What they were doing? But where they were.
They caused him to be betrayed.
What are we doing?
That's a good question because time's running out for this.
Because I feel like what they were doing,
I would say,
or maybe what they were arguing about, that would make Octavio just snap.
either one. Just ask one. Doesn't matter.
Because I feel like what they were doing and where they were wouldn't really matter, as opposed to what this heated argument was about that made Octavio snap and potentially be the cause of his death.
Yeah, he was just
How did he betray?
well, what was the argument about that caused the betrayal?
There we go, 2 questions in one.
What
We're going-
was...
We're going to go that route.
What?
We're going to go that route.
Yeah.
We're going to focus on Rictavio.
Because he obviously doesn't know anything about the weapon.
How?
Strahd.
Was he betrayed? Because we still need to figure out how he ended up here, right?
Because obviously something is important about this head.
Yeah.
To have it kept in a tower so it knows something
For however long.
for however long. Okay.
Potentially guarded by my new best friend.
Right.
But I gasp. We gotta add in 4 minutes.
Part of me wants to just go, what could you possibly know to be kept in the wizard's tower?
He may not know.
He may
And
not
he
know
may,
why.
He may not know.
He may
So
not
I
know
would just
why
ask
He
he
just
about
only
the
knows what
argument.
is about his life. He's twiddling his fingers. My time's running out.
I would just ask what he knows about the argument, because it's one thing he would know about.
Okay.
Otherwise, we waste on speculation. He may not have the answers for it.
So the phrase of the question again.
What was the heated argument about that caused your betrayal?
What was the argument with Rictavio about that caused betrayal?
What was the argument about that caused Rictavio to betray you?
Octavio had the intention of traveling to Barovia to, as far as I understood it, do dastardly things to my people. It appeared to me that Octavio had a prejudice against the Vishtani and the vengeance. And when I found this out, I would not allow it. We tussled, and he got the better of me.
So ridiculous.
As he stops talking, the eyes sort of, you watch the life leave the eyes and the lid slowly close, and there's just a release of air through the mouth.
So,
You have Rictavio's card.
Yeah. He gave you something to.
For his circus, did he? May I see it, Gary?
Sure.
Pissed.
I don't remember.
She doesn't remember. She has the
hold on.
card.
So here's my thought.
Can I finish my thought?
We already lost a question.
Well,
I remember him giving you something.
oh, me too. I was thinking that when I was like, oh, how can we contact?
Because my
If we
thought
need to.
is I want to compare it to this ripped up piece of paper that I found in the tower. Because bells are going off in my head about what I read here. And I'll let you guys know.
Did we ever cast detect magic on Octavio? Okay, one of you two, because only you two can do it. Because my thought process is he's.
You do have a card. He gave you his card. It just said Rictavio.
The handwriting. Does it match?
It's not handwriting. It
This
is.
isn't handwritten.
No, the card isn't
card isn't
handwritten.
handwritten.
It's
Okay.
sort of embossed. It looks like it was stamped.
Whoa.
So Yen was betrayed. Yan? Yan or Yen?
Jan.
No.
Yan?
Jan.
Yan. Yan. Vengeance against the Vishtani for something. This story I have in here is about vengeance.
My thought process is he's
This person, who I just read, made an obsessive effort to destroy a vampire that murdered his child.
the...
Let me maybe just read it to you guys real quick because I want to know what you guys think. For more than 3 decades now, I have undertaken to investigate and expose creatures of darkness to the purifying light of truth and knowledge. Hero, I am named in some circles, sage, and master hunter, I am called in others. That I have survived countless supernatural assaults is seen as a marvel amongst my peers. My name is spoken with fear and loathing amongst my foes. In truth, this virtuous calling began as an obsessive effort to destroy a vampire that murdered my child, and it has become for me a tedious and bleak career, even as my life of hunting monsters began. I felt the weight of time on my weary shoulders. Today I am a man who has simply lived too long. Like a regretful lich, I find myself inexorably bound to an existence I sought out in madness, and seemingly must now endure for all eternity. Of course I shall die, but however I shall rest in my grave haunts my idle thoughts and torments me in my dreams. I expect that those who think me a hero will change their minds when they know the whole truth about my life as a hunter of the unnatural. Nevertheless, I must reveal here and now that I have been indirect yet certain cause of many deaths. The indirect yet certain cause of many deaths and the loss of many good friends. Mistake me not, I do not merely feel sorry for myself, rather I come to grips with a devastating realization. I now see that I am the object of a baleful Vishtani curse. More tragically, the nature of this hex is such that I have not borne the brunt of it, instead far worse. Those who have surrounded me have fallen victim to it. I've related the tragic story of how my only child, Aramis, was taken by Vishtani and sold to a vampire. I explained how Aramis was made a minion of the Night Stalker, and now it was my miserable part to free him from the fate at the point of a stake. What I have neglected to illuminate before now is I've tracked Aramis's kidnappers across the land. Or now I extracted Aramis's whereabouts from them. In fact, the Vishtani took Aramis with my own unwitting permission. They had brought an extremely ill member of their tribe to me one evening, and I insisted that I treat him. But I was unable to save the young man's life. In fear of their retribution, I begged the Vishtani to take anything of mine, if only they would withhold their terrifying powers, of which I knew nothing. To my lasting astonishment, they chose to surreptitiously take my son in exchange for their loss. By the time I realized what had occurred, they were already an hour gone. Incensed beyond reason, I strapped the body of the dead young man to my horse and doggedly followed the Vishtani caravan through the woods, naively allowing the sun to set before me without seeking shelter from the night. Shortly after darkness fell, I was beset by undead that could have slain me had not their master, a lich, intervened and spared my life. For reasons that I do not completely understand, he somehow detected me, and with his powerful magic, took control of a pack of zombies that wandered in the forest. He spoke to me through the mouths of dead things, and placed a magic ward against the undead on me, then animated the dead Vishtani, and bade it tell me where I could find its people. Unfortunately, I say in hindsight, the plan worked. I found the child stealers, and my unwelcome entourage included a growing horde of voracious undead that could not touch me, thanks to the Lich's ward. When I found the caravan, I threatened to set the zombies on the Vishtani unless they returned my dear boy. They replied that he had been sold to the vampire, Baron Metis. Something inside me snapped and I released the zombies, and the entire tribe was eaten alive. Yet the story has not ended. Before she died, the leader cursed me, saying, "Live you always among monsters, and see everyone you love die beneath their claws." Even now, so many years later, I can hear her words with painful clarity. A short time later, I found my dear Aramis's blade. Even now, so many years later, I hear her words. A short time later, I found my dear Aramis made into a vampire. He begged me to end his curse, which I did with a heavy heart. The darkness had torn him from my loving arms forever, and I foolishly believed that the curse had enacted its deadly toll. I wept until an insatiate desire for vengeance filled the bottomless rift in my heart. Maybe not. My thread of thought that this might be.
So, I have a couple of thoughts based upon what you just read. First of all, that gave us a couple of names,
Right.
but also gave us a couple of names that are non-traditional names. Right at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Hero, Sage, Master Hunter.
Right.
We have this head. We have a Vistani camp that is not very far away.
Right.
What if we were to go to the Shani camp? We could check up on the girl we just saved.
Right.
Return this head so they can put it to rest. And maybe between those two things, the Vistani would be willing to help us in our quest. Give us answers to some of the things in this letter. And
Isn't in the Vishtani taking kids? Taking people.
but they may know where this hunter's sword is, or this hunter's weapon, and that may be the tool that we need, or one of the items we could use, not necessarily to slaying Strahd, but that will help us in our fight to get to Strahd.
What do you want him to do with the head?
I'm not sure what this automaton is going to be able to help us with.
Aaron, do me a favor. Roll a persuasion check.
What was that?
Persuasion
Persuasion.
plus 6.
Yep.
16.
16.
16.
Good to know. I apologize for interrupting.
We can definitely try to take him back. My question is, to what end?
Well, does he have a sword?
No.
You could always ask him to lead you to the Sword of Vengeance.
You're making a lot of jumps.
Oh, I know.
That's what I'm thinking as well.
But I don't know what other purpose is this.
Unless he's the servant.
I don't think the weapon of vengeance is an actual weapon.
There's an ad in progress.
It's fine. It's almost over.
Okay.
I think a lot of this is metaphorical. Hell, we could be looking for Rictabio's weapon, as it was a weapon of vengeance against Jan. However, looking at this,
Or we're looking for Jan's weapon.
remembering what was said before, the lead to enemy in the ghost card specifically says, look to the father's tomb. If we find this father's tomb, perhaps we will find what we are looking
It also says that it is an enemy ghost.
for. Well, it says lead to enemy.
We could ask him to either.
Clarify the last one. Would you clarify that one?
Which one is it?
The ghost lead to enemy.
Ghost.
Because I have soldier, beggar, wizard, seer, and then ghost, but I don't know if ghost was the right
Hang on.
thing.
Are you looking for the text from the card or the text from the actual?
The text from the card.
Okay.
What was said to us. Because I just have looked to the father's tomb.
I have enemy dash ghost. Look to the father's tomb.
Our enemy is a creature of darkness.
It says, "Look to the Father's tomb."
That's it.
Yep. Wait.
We have
Does
a
it lead
father.
us to the enemy or our enemy?
We know who our enemy is.
Well, yeah. But there are multiple.
Yes,
Guess what?
I was right. I thought I misread it.
What do you want him to do with the head?
We should bundle it up.
Yeah, maybe take
And
it
I
with
want
us. It
to-
might be useful.
I want to return it to the Vallaki. I think that, along with saving that girl's life, could buy us some grace and some favor with the Vallaki.
Let us find the seer.
Okay.
Let us find the seer.
Can we use that blanket?
Sure.
I forgot that was the whole thing. Wrap it up and stick it in my backpack if you want.
Going to wrap this head up in the blanket. Can you help us?
He sets the head inside the blanket when you open it up.
Thank you.
So, what do you want to do with your
In my
automaton?
inventory, I have put
For the record, this is not an automaton.
What is it? This is the farmer?
It's animated armor.
animated
Just,
suit of armor.
there's a. I'm
It's
just
a
letting you know.
Golem.
It's not a golem.
I know.
I want to get her name.
You can ask it to one of the more complex questions, and it may not do anything because it doesn't know.
Yeah. I mean,
I
I
would-
got 3 third-level spell slots. We can reanimate it one more time. Ask it more questions.
No, you can't. Now within 10 days.
In 10 days, I can do that.
10 days is a long time in
Yep.
real life time.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, especially in
Yeah.
Our D&D time, definitely. Just...
like I said,
Who is the Night Stalker?
I think it's Strahd.
Well, because he said the vampire.
Just so you know, it wasn't a like there wasn't any capitalization of Night Stalker or anything.
Okay.
It was just
That is
a,
important.
yeah.
I thought it was.
And plus, he said the vampire was Baron Metis.
This is just. I mean, this is someone experienced. It could definitely be a clue to one of our.
Also, the head didn't know that he was in. Well, he was like, "Oh, so we're in Barovia." So he didn't know.
He didn't
for a
know we
fact.
were in Barovia.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So he got killed outside of Barovia,
Which means,
and then brought in here to be put in this tower.
which also means Rictavio has a way in or out of Barovia.
When you were reading that, I just kept thinking Octavio. I could be completely
That was
wrong.
my first thought that this was his notes, but it might not be his at all. This might just be someone else's experience.
How did he end up here? How does his head end up in a...
Why don't you ask for the automaton to lead us to the Father's tomb and just see what it does?
Can you lead us to the father's tomb? Please.
Please.
The armor stands there and sort of shakes its head.
Are you not allowed? Oh my gosh, it makes noises.
That was just the armor
Oh, the armor.
creaking. He didn't make any noise.
Do you not know where it is?
I don't think he knows who the father is.
Probably not.
Do
Ask.
you know where the wizard is?
You get the Tin Man to make it take us to the wizard on Yellow Brick Road. Maybe if you ask it, he would take you to one of these graves. Good luck reading my handwriting.
His
Yeah.
name is feared.
Can you take us to the hero's grave? Can you take us to the sage's grave? Can you take us to the master hunter's grave? Mother trucker.
What would you say
What
his name is?
about
The son, Aramis.
Erasmus? Can you take it? Oh, I so wanted to say Berenitas. That is, but he's a vampire.
I'm stunned.
Do you know how this head got into the tower? Was it by did a colorful man with
Ask if he knows the name Rictavio.
bring him? Do you know the name Rictavio? Do you know the Vishtani?
He knows some things. That's nice.
See? He's useful. Can only answer yes or no questions like a
Well, we have to
Match
find
A-ball.
what he is able to do for us.
If anyone.
I really have to use
Not
it.
that he isn't useful.
It's just a matter of if
Gary's in her notes.
Yeah, I'm
Deep in the notes.
I'm in mine too. I'm like looking at.
This is one of those pivot moments.
I like my suit of armor. Should I ask him about
Ask him.
Ask
Ask him to lead us to the wizard.
Can you lead us to the wizard? Well, he said he didn't know where the wizard was.
Would you?
Yeah, I said, do you know where the wizard is? He said no.
Did he? I don't
Yes.
know.
He definitely said no.
Never mind.
Did he say no to you?
He said no. He does. She asked, "Do you know where the wizard is?" And he said no.
Ask her. Ask him. Ask it.
It's a ripped piece of paper.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, what?
DM, is there a way to?
Look it up.
I was thinking locate object, but it probably won't work because this is a piece of paper and it has to be an object that I know. Is there a way I can use locate object to find the rest of these notes using this piece of paper?
I would let you roll a percentile die, and I have a number in mind, and if you meet that number, perhaps.
We can certainly try.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt.
Wouldn't hurt.
And also you have that.
That doesn't
Well,
work for
that's
percentile.
it's not it's luck.
Oh.
That's what that is. Which percentile die is calling out to me? My Slytherin one
The
is
first time I've ever seen a percentile die used
Well,
in
don't
the
forget you roll that
D&D
and a
game.
D
I
and a D10.
didn't know that
Do
was
I
even
roll
a
this
thing,
and a
so.
D10?
The
D-
double number, one with the double numbers, and one with the regular numbers.
So D10 is one. If not, I got ritual. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna roll this out for everybody. to
Sure.
see.
Hold on. Wait.
$36.
36. Unfortunately, that does not meet the number. But you did cast locate object, so I do want you to take that spell slot out.
Okay. Damn.
Should I
I can ritual cast archery. If we want to ask the universe, my goddess, a question to see
so
where we can go next.
in that story,
Yeah.
it said the vampire Baron Metis. Are we saying that right? Metis?
It's Metus.
It is what is.
Okay. So he just described it as the vampire, or a vampire.
Yeah, he is a vampire.
Not like a lord or anything.
Baron.
Baron.
Yes.
So that's like
They replied that he had been sold to the vampire Baron Metis.
Because I was thinking maybe, because they kept talking about vampire, and I didn't know if.
I wonder if there are
Strahd-
more vampires of
Ask him if he knows where to find Baron Metis.
Do you know where to find Baron Metis?
no, didn't think so.
Do you know of a Baron Metis?
I don't think that Baron Metis could have anything to do with Lady Fiona, though.
Do you know a Lady Fiona? Wagner? Do you want to just go through all of the names we have?
I also don't want that.
I think
I think we're getting caught up on.
we keep getting more questions than answers.
I think we're getting caught up on this being the enemy of the suit of armor, and I don't know. With the question we've asked so far, I'm not sure what. If
Are
can-
you the wizard's servant?
Okay.
He's important. Do you have a name? Do you know the wizard's name? Can you write?
Is the wizard's name?
He points above the door frame.
Yeah, that's the wizard's name. So we know the name, we know the
Cousin?
servant. It's just a matter
So
of.
what was the whole riddle thing? You know the wizard servant and the name.
One moment.
For the
The tower, the wizard,
Talk to his servant and him,
you know their names?
and know his name.
Know his name. So we know his name is Cousin. We've talked to his servant.
Maybe this is Kazin's story. This
Why
is,
would
the,
he-
this is
why
why
would
Wizard,
he-
because of Sage.
And
is
also-
what is
Why would they give it out?
because he doesn't want everyone to know his full story. He probably has some kind of secrets, and wherever he went, he didn't want to take everything with him.
So he just left that? And not the whole book?
Maybe to give
The-
heroes like us a clue.
The upstairs room. I know you said that the fire hadn't been lit in a while.
Mm-hmm.
How dusty was it? Does it seem like it's been gone? Does it seem like he's been gone for a while? Or does it look like relatively lived in? Like was there dust on the bed? You know what I mean? Like
There wasn't sitting dust. There was dust. It wasn't thick by any means. The air wasn't stale. It wasn't super recent, like the last
the
couple
clothes weren't
days.
still warm.
Right.
Maybe we go to the Vishtani and ask about this incident. Maybe that'll.
Should definitely know.
Do you want me to put him back upstairs?
That would probably be an important part of their history.
I mean, we can try to take him with us. I
think he would be safer at the tower, especially if it belongs to the wizard. Maybe.
But, I mean, if the wizard does come back, he'll know that the head is gone.
we should leave a note.
Do you want me to go back with him, leave a note, put him back in his place?
We should leave a note. Call the wizard by name.
I wish there was a way for us to know
We
if he got back. And go
call
with
the
him.
wizard by name. And who has something random on them?
I have random things. I have a small mammal skull and a small pouch with bones, and a scroll of pedigree. And I'm not keeping my heartstone here. Or I have 5 rings.
I have a prayer book. I can rip out a page and just. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. And just say,
I leave.
we took the head. And just stick it to him and
no.
tell him to go back in the damn tower. We're leaving.
Well, he can't speak, so he wouldn't be able to go.
Just tell him to go back in the tower. If the wizard comes back to the tower, he can tell him
Are
to
you
go upstairs.
able to get back upstairs? Are you able to get back in? No, you can't. He can't get upstairs.
Well, he can't get upstairs, but can he get in the
Can
tower?
you get in the
Okay,
tower?
but I don't want you to say that we took the damn head. I think the note needs to be more thought out.
He can't get in the tower. You can get in the tower.
He can get in the
You
tower.
you can get in the
He's
tower.
Fine.
Okay. But we need to. The note needs to be more specific.
That makes me really anxious. For some reason. Are we going to get a more detailed note, or do you want me to send him on his way?
I don't know what else to say.
What, in letter?
Yeah, other than we took the damn head.
No. You say, you write his name first.
This is also stressful for me.
Direct letter to him.
Sure.
Say, we came to seek an audience with you,
Okay.
and you were not here. Please send a message or some type of communication to us so that we may come find you.
Okay. We came looking for Kazan to ask questions. If you
No,
are
Kazan,
him, we took the thing.
We're returning the head to its rightful owners.
I don't know what that means.
What?
Returning the head to his
We're returning
people.
it to the Vishani.
To his
but
people.
I don't know. I am confusion is what's happening.
I also
to me
feel
right
like
now.
if the wizard had a purpose to keep the head, he could get really pissed that we took.
Personally,
the head.
I think he's dead. That, or he's turned into an evil lich and he's just gone. So
I don't think that's the case.
Neither, because why would we be told to go to him if he was just gonna be dead by the time we got there?
Maybe I don't know.
We weren't told to go to the wizard. It was the wizard card.
Yeah.
That is true. But it also
we
said
were
to look
we
to
were
the
just
tower.
told about the tower and talk
Just
to
told, yeah.
the servant and just know his name. That is it. It was supposed to be some sort of clue to get us maybe some information or something that we
What
just
information
haven't-
did we
Hold
got
on.
out of him?
I don't know.
Ask the servant to lead us to the wizard's grave.
But he said he doesn't know
He
what
doesn't know where the
wizard is.
wizard is.
If the wizard's not alive, it could be a semantic thing, where he can't lead us to something that's not. It's all in what you're asking of this thing.
Right.
It doesn't hurt to ask.
Can you lead us to the wizard's grave? I didn't think so.
He's not dead then. He's just gone.
Have you asked? Have you asked him to lead you to the actual name? I can't remember what the guy's name is.
Kazan?
Yes.
Can you lead us to Kazan? No.
Put him back in the tower. We have the head. The servant could tell Kazan what the fuck happened.
He can't speak.
He can answer yes or no
That is
questions.
true.
You don't want to just leave a note to make it easier?
Nope. I just want to go to the Vishtani.
I'm just over it now.
Yeah. Okay. Are we done with him?
I think so.
Okay. You can go back into the tower now.
The animated armor puts his arm on your shoulder, and he bends down, and with a finger he draws a very crude picture of a sword.
Do you know where the weapon of vengeance is? Yes.
Oh my god,
Can you take us to the weapon of vengeance?
We
Will
asked
you?
that.
I thought we asked him that as
You
well.
did not.
Really?
You
We are such
did not.
idiots!
For the record, I hate to do this. I hate to say this because we've been sitting here for 20 minutes since it happened. Steven asked the question. Anna did not.
I'm gonna cry. I thought we explained that. Okay, will you take us to the weapon of vengeance? Oh my god, we're gonna go to the weapon of vengeance.
Okay. Can you take us to the weapon, please?
The animated
Mr.
armor,
Suit of
he gets down on his knees.
I love him so much.
And he removes the helmet and sets it on the ground next to him.
Uh-huh.
He
It's
takes his arm
in
and he
his
reaches
fucking armor.
inside the breastplate and he pulls out the hilt of a sword and he rests it in his hands. It's just a hilt.
Ah. Grab it in.
Can I have it?
I think that's the point.
Take it.
As you grab the sword, the suit of armor falls into a pile.
He was guarding it.
Holy shit, what'd we get?
Hey!
Oh, yes.
We got a prop!
As you grab the hilt of the sword, blue flame erupts from the end of it, and it is the sun sword.
Sun sword. Oh, I have a sun sword.
We got it. Sword of Sunlight.
S-U-N or
Yes.
S-O-N?
S-U-N.
That was card 3. Okay. I'm so sorry, Derek.
he was sitting over here rolling his eyes.
This is why I was over it. I'm like.
As you all get excited because you found one of your items,
Yeah.
Eris, you notice that as you move the hilt sort of back and forth, you can't. If you think no more fire, it becomes just a hilt. And if you do put it close to the armor, you do see the armor sort of shake and rumble.
How heavy is this armor? I want to take it with me.
It's pretty heavy. It's about 200 pounds.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
damn. Alright.
Do you have a piece of him with you the whole time, so?
I do.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, if you put the hilt inside the chest,
Back inside of it.
it does reanimate. Just out of curiosity.
Okay.
Look at you. What kind of is it? Is it long sword, short sword,
It's a long
great
sword.
Long sword. Okay.
Can you use the longsword?
I sure can hope so.
I don't think you
I was
can.
about to say it would be either
Maybe
yours or
underneath your
Gary's,
proficiencies.
or if anybody knows how to.
It is.
Do we have an
Is it
item
in
card
D&D
for
Beyond?
it?
Well,
Since it's a character he made up.
Not necessarily.
what are you proficient with? It's a finesse weapon.
I'm proficient with finesse weapons.
So you
I'm
could
not
wield
sure
it,
it's simple.
Uh-huh.
but you wouldn't be able to add your proficiency bonus or anything to it. It wouldn't do it wouldn't do its full damage if you used it. It is a finesse weapon that does radiant damage. It's also versatile, so one or two hands.
I'm proficient currently in finesse weapons.
What kind of physical weapon are you holding?
I have a mace and a rapier.
Are either one of those magical weapons?
No.
I mean, giving you something that would be useful, like it could be. Because isn't your sickle,
Sickle of Exile.
is that considered a magical weapon?
I can
Yes.
put I can put my magic on it, my green flame.
It's magical on its own because it's a +1.
Understood.
I mean, it's also a magic weapon.
Yeah, I just have a mace and a rapier.
I couldn't get all the foam off.
It's
It's the flame. It's the blue flame.
Flames!
I had that since
Oh, good lord.
we did Fireball Island.
lovely.
Yeah.
Okay. Well. Alright. Progress. So. Do we want to
try finding the Vishtani.
Are you homebrewing what the actual item is? Is it not what's in D&D Beyond?
It is what's in D&D Beyond, but I added the animated armor property to it.
Okay.
Well, it's because it does say longsword in D&D Beyond.
Does it?
That's
It
why.
just doesn't say it here.
Well, this also doesn't have any type of
I'll look at it.
stats, so just something to look at. Oh wait,
What you thinking, Megan? Yeah, you've been quiet for a minute.
Notes, dude.
well, there's actually sort of vengeance in here as well.
No, it's definitely the Sun Sword. You're looking at the Sun Blade.
No, I'm looking at Sun Sword. One
Oh.
word.
It says it's a long. Oh yes, at the top. It's a long sword, but it's a finesse weapon.
So why did he only answer to me?
Because you said the command word.
Hello. Hello. Knock knock. Cousin?
Probably cousin. Not who's there.
Yeah, there it is.
Alright, okay. DM, how's our daylight situation?
You have spent most of your day dealing with everything that we have dealt with. I would say it is probably early evening. The sun is setting. You got plenty of daylight left, but the sun is setting, and it's also 10:30. So once I want to decide what we're doing, where we're going, what we're deciding, I want to start walking away from the tower, and then we're going to call Chapter 11.
Okay.
Do
Closed.
we want? So my question is, do we want to? If I did the octopus thing, could we get back to town still today?
Yes.
It'll be dark by the time you get there, but yeah.
But we told the guards that we were coming back within 24 to 36 hours, which is...
I mean, I'm just thinking that unnecessarily spending a night outside of the walls is not necessary.
I was going to suggest we just stay in the tower for tonight and then go out in the morning because I didn't know it could be out.
Well, if we're going to see the Vishtani anyway,
But we'll be back
That's
towards the
through
town.
the town, so
Yeah.
it'd be just easier to go back to the town, which we have no place to sleep except for the scary man's place.
The tower is magicless and the door is locked.
We could stay at the...
Hmm?
the
The
tower is
orphanage.
magicless, so we could not have any protection.
Yeah, that's the
But
only.
the door is locked.
Well, we can dance and open the door.
No, but like other people might know to dance and get them or get them to the door.
I can guard it with a magical seal.
Go back to the town.
Go back to town?
Go back to Vallaki.
Yeah, maybe we can stay at the orphanage and spend the night there. What?
How do we proceed?
Let's go back to Vallaki.
Yes. Yes.
I will octopus it back.
Trudging through the. I do want dexterity saving throws to get back across
Trucker.
the bridge, the gap here.
Mother trucker.
Mother trucker either, like a butt cheek on.
And I want to know before we roll what the order is. Same order?
That's a good question. I think so.
Yeah, same
Okay.
order.
I didn't sign that.
Thank you.
Is it dexterity you said?
Dexterity saving throw.
13.
Dirty 20.
13.
17.
Yeah, you all make it fine.
Yes!
The DC did raise because part of the thing trudged through, but you all beat a 12, so. You all make your way back across to the actual shoreline, the 200 yards back to the boat. The octopus takes you back across, takes about an hour. And you all get back to the gates. The sun has set while you were on the lake. Just for poo-poos and ahas, I want a group perception check while you're on the boat.
Me as the octopus.
Sure.
Mine's a lot. I don't know.
Solid.
Hold on.
7.
Sure.
5.
Oh yeah.
No, 4. Sorry.
Great.
21.
21.
Checks out.
Checks out.
Perception.
Perception.
23.
Yep.
So
That roll checks out.
So on this side of the table, our high perception side of the table, both of you notice from different angles that as you're making your way across the lake, now that the sun has set, now that it's dark outside, you can't tell what it is. You have no indication of how far away it is, but on the far side of the lake, so looking eastward, you both see the octopus underwater and Willow above land. 2 to 3 faint purple lights that are sort of blinking, like a slow fadey blink, that just seem perpetual and unmoving at the far end of the lake. But other than that, it's dark outside. And eventually you pull back into the dock, where there are 3 boats waiting. You will be the 4th.
Well, fisherman made it back.
And I leave you to head back into the town of Vallaki. We are going to call that a session as soon as I figure out where you all are sleeping.
The orphanage, or we want to do? We go into the orphanage because we want to talk to Yesik about his dinner date.
Yeah.
As a point of order, there are a bunch of children and no beds at the orphanage. And there is an empty house. I'm just letting you all know what the
Empty house that we
sleep
have.
situation is.
Plus, that empty house has magical melt flying out.
It's actually gone.
Oh, is it gone?
It's gone. The candle is gone.
Oh,
It's up to you.
that's right,
Wherever
that's
you
right,
all want to
that's
sleep.
right. Plus, it doesn't have any children.
I say we sleep at the creepy house.
It's a coffin maker shop.
It's not creepy.
For reference.
Creepy.
Okay. All right.
I mean, we all stay upstairs. I don't sleep anyways. I'll sit at the top of the stairs.
Okay.
We can lock the door behind us.
Okay.
Agreed? Alright.
We are
We will sleep there.
full. We'll do a full rest at the coffin maker's shop.
Alright. There we go. We did it.
And that is the end of Chapter 11 of Curse of Strahd. BG8 presents Curse of Strahd. It is undetermined when Chapter 12 will happen, but most likely the end of March, beginning of April. We will keep on our socials, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, to find out when the next time we're doing Curse of Strahd.
20th or 27th.
Well, it depends. It also depends on what Taylor's schedule is. But you will find out when we find out, probably with our March schedule, whether or not it is next month or not. In the meantime, Wednesday, Megan, Steven, and myself will be back here for Sagrada, and no stream on Friday. Go subscribe to us on YouTube. You can catch up on any Curse of Strahd episodes you missed or any of our Rego episodes. Thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate you hanging out. We had a good time, I think.
Yep.
There was a lot of lore drops, some answered questions, but more unanswered questions. Barovia continues
To be a mystery.
to be a mystery.
Big mystery.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Love you guys. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you guys on Wednesday.
Remember
Bye,
to
guys.
moisturize.
Drink water, take your meds.
Love each other. What happened to peas?
Bye.
Bye.